Hey, Ricky. Glad I caught you in.
You're a hard man to get a hold of.
Oh, not really. If you just leave a message with my switchboard, they'll track me down eventually. What can I do for you?
Well, the other afternoon at the Coop, you said you wanted me to set up another meeting with Hocker and Boots. Is it on? 3:30 this afternoon, Spindletop Card Room.
Good. You know what I'm after, don't you?
Yeah, you want me to try and find out who those two are fronting for.
Right. From what I understand, that pair never instigates anything on their own. They always tie into money and power. I want to know who they're tied into now.
Well, then why don't you just come along and ask them directly?
It wouldn't do any good. I tried a little cross-examination the other day out of Spindletop. Boy, those boys are slippery as eels. I got a feeling you'd do better on your own.
Why is that?
Because you got something they want. I think they'll do their best to make you happy. Just play low-keyed and ask logical questions and see what answers you get, okay?
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Good. Stop by the house later and we'll talk about it. Okay, thanks, Ricky. Well, hello, Rena. Would you like a drink of milk?
Kate, this is very important. Okay, thanks for understanding. Bye. Well, our suspicions are confirmed.
So you're right about that ranch hand being involved all along.
Kate says that he disappeared the morning that we found Gregory.
And if Gregory's telling the truth, Baker must have that fire compass. Did Kate have any idea where he might have gone?
He didn't even speak to anyone. He just packed up his things and left. Miles, what are you going to do?
I don't know what I'm going to do. Nothing much I can do right now. Except pray that whoever has that fire compass hasn't figured out how to use it yet.
I haven't got much time, so what do you want?
Are you Ruby Wright?
I already told you who I am.
Do you have some sort of identification, a driver's license?
Look, mister, I told you I'm Ruby Wright. Now, what's this all about?
Insurance. I'm from the HHC&F Insurance Company.
Save your breath. I already told you I am not interested.
Oh, I don't think you understand.
I do not want to buy any insurance. Not now, not ever, never.
Well, I'm not here to sell you anything. I have a dividend check that I thought you might be interested in.
A dividend check? What for? I've never bought insurance in my entire life.
Well, that may be, ma'am, but this check is not for you. It's for your husband, Mr. Bo Baker.
Oh, Vivian, have you seen John?
Yes, I think you went upstairs to get those papers you said you needed for this afternoon's meeting.
Oh, the meeting. Your lunch was so good, I almost forgot about the meeting.
Oh, isn't it a nice meeting?
Well, the morning session certainly wasn't. It's a government seminar. Very boring.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, just to get away is why I came home for lunch. And, of course, the fact that you made my favorite dessert, apple brown bread.
Well, if there's more that you want, there's some in the kitchen.
No, don't tempt me. I'm very, very satisfied.
I just don't feel that my cooking has been quite what it should be lately.
Oh, really?
No, meals take planning, you know, and cooking takes a lot of energy, and I don't feel like I've devoted it to it because of all this redecorating.
Well, if your decorating is as good as your cooking, I'm going to be very pleased.
Oh, how would you know? You haven't even seen the plans yet.
Well, I mean, the way you've taken charge is enough to convince me.
What's Vivian taking charge of now?
Well, the decorating, John. Getting all these furnishings together and ship them up to Mrs. Wheeler up in New York.
Well, that should be quite a challenge. I don't know if you realize it, but I've done quite a lot of reading on the subject of interior design and antiques.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were interested in that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, in fact, I took a whole block of courses at Dartmouth on the theory of color and design. So if you want me to give Vivian a few... Ow! Oh!
What's the matter?
I'm not sure.
I think it's John's trick knee. It always acts up in weather like this.
I didn't realize you had a trick knee.
Old football injury.
Well, take care of it, John, because those things can be very, very painful.
Yeah, they certainly can.
Come on, John, let's get out of here. One of the undersecretaries of the Interior is going to make a speech, and my big problem is going to be to stay awake. See you later, Vivian.
Yeah, we'll see you, Vivian. Later.
What's going on down here? Freddie, you have a show that goes on in a half hour, and yet all your people are just sitting around doing absolutely nothing.
Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Bellman, but there's not very much we can do without the star.
Where is Billy Joe? You mean he isn't even here yet?
We had a call about 20 minutes ago. He said he's on his way.
Well, that's very unusual. It's not like Billy Joe to be late. Did he say what was wrong?
No! Hey, Freddie, I'm here. I'm sorry, everybody. Look, I didn't mean to hang y'all up like this.
Okay, people, let's move it. You've got 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Freddie. Look, I'll explain all this after the show, all right? Hello, Miss Belvin. I hope I didn't worry you.
Where have you been, Billy Joe? What happened?
I've been trying to find a babysitter.
babysitter?
Yeah, Anita had to handle page 1 all by herself this afternoon, and then the babysitter calls up at the last minute, cancels out. I must have called everybody in that phone book to try to find somebody until Lurleen finally agreed to take care of Billy Joe at the last minute.
Billy Joe, television is a business. A very serious business. There is a great deal of money riding on every minute of airtime.
I know that.
And we cannot allow your personal problems to interfere with that airtime. I hope you realize that.
I do, really I do. The only thing I can do is promise you this is never going to happen again. It's just, well, this is the first time since me and Anita got back together again that she's left me with the baby. I just got caught off guard.
I understand. But don't cut things this close again.
I won't, Miss Bellman. Wardrobe!
Incidentally, Billy Joe.
Oh, yes, Miss Bellman.
Congratulations on your remarriage. I'm very happy for you.
Well, thank you very much. Really, I'll tell you, it's got me feeling like a whole new man.
I know, it shows, even on the air.
Oh, I hope so.
Your show is getting better and better, and so are the ratings.
Thank you very much. If you'll excuse me, Miss Bellman, I got to get some people here lined up.
All right, Billy Joe, you have a good show today. And please, don't let this late thing happen again.
I won't, Miss Bellman. Never again, I promise you.
All right.
I promise. Wardrobe! Come on, makeup! Give me some help here, will you? Props! Where are those girls? Do you know? Come on. Now. Who's directing the show? Rob! Wardrobe! Makeup! Give me some help!
If that check is for Bo Baker, why are you bringing it here to me?
Well, according to our records, are you denying that Mr. Baker is your husband?
No, we were married, but we've been separated for quite a while.
Oh, I see.
How much did you say that check is worth?
I didn't.
Wish you would.
Well, there are some papers in my briefcase that might need signing, but, well, that sort of thing is so much easier sitting down.
All right, sit down, but make it quick. I don't have that much time. Now, would you tell me about the check?
Well, it's made out to your husband, but, unfortunately, I've been unable to find him.
It's not surprising.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing, I just mean that Bo's a very tough guy to keep track of.
Oh, I see. Well, would you mind telling me when you saw Mr. Baker last?
Let me see. It was quite a while ago. I believe I haven't seen him in over a month.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I haven't seen him since he lost the job that I got for him at the TV station.
Oh, then he was working here in Houston.
Well, yeah, but not so as you could tell. Do you want to tell me about the check?
Well, it's a dividend check. Now, that's interest paid on a policy that's been paid up in full.
I got that. Now, how much interest is it?
Well, not very much. It's a small policy. Am I correct in assuming that you have filed papers for a divorce?
Yes, I have. But I don't know if they'll do me much good if Bo doesn't show up to sign them.
Oh, you don't think he will?
Well, who can tell, really? I don't think it's very likely. He has got a habit of disappearing very suddenly.
Well, that certainly seems to be the case this time. Well, see, I just naturally assumed that he would be in contact with you. Oh, I see.
Look, I told you I don't have much time, so why don't you tell me how much the check is for?
$48.23.
$48? You're wasting my time like this over $48 and measly cents?
My company is adamant about delivering our dividends.
Yeah, well, just tell your boss you tried, okay, mister?
It must be very hard living here. There's something so impersonal about a motel room.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be living here for very long. I'm in the market for a very fancy apartment. I just haven't found what I want yet.
Well, it seems that we both have the same problem. I'm looking for Mr. Baker, and you're looking for an apartment. Oh, by the way, if you do hear from your husband, would you mind giving me a call? I would really appreciate it. Well, good luck in your search.
Yeah. You too, huh? I don't think think all the luck in the world's going to help you find Bo. I hope nobody ever does.
I just hope you didn't get peanut butter on my telephone there.
I had ham and cheese.
Oh, good, good.
I'm sorry about that, Rena. I stopped downstairs and picked up a sandwich and came up here to make a few phone calls.
I know, and one call led to another.
Right.
Well, if the truth be known, I'm actually relieved because you've been going at such a pace, I thought that maybe you weren't eating at all.
No, I always find time for that. There you are. All cleared and ready for action.
Good, because I'm planning some action. I've got to...
What's wrong?
Nothing, just potato chips on my chair.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay, but if I have an exterminator come in here, you'll know why, so don't blame me. Now, where was I? Oh. What were you talking to Ricky about?
Hocker and Boots, he's meeting them again out at Spindletop.
You're really impressed with that pair, aren't you?
Uh-huh. I feel it's important to find out who they're working for.
Well, if Stryker couldn't pry that information out of them, I doubt that Ricky's going to have much luck with them.
It's worth a try.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm just glad that Ricky is helping us out.
I like your brother-in-law. He's a real straightforward, no-nonsense type of guy.
Runs in the family. My husband Max is just like that.
Well, I got some other phone calls to make.
Oh.
So I guess I'd better find a phone, huh?
You know the most exciting thing about this decorating business? It's opening charge accounts at all these stores. I bet I've opened at least 12 charge accounts in the last week. Listen to this. Osborne Dry Goods Emporium. Well, that's where we're going to get the drapes. And then I open an account at Western World Incorporated. Isn't that a weird name for a place that sells wallpaper? And then at Mr. Wheeler's suggestion, I open up an account at Pitney Brothers because that's where they sell all that leather furniture.
You're really getting into this, aren't you?
I am. And you want to know what?
What?
I think it's going to turn out really great. And I wasn't sure about that because I was worried. Hey!
Oh, I'm sorry, Vivian. What were you saying?
I have been very busy. But I haven't been too busy to notice how you've been acting these last couple of days.
What do you mean?
I mean, you've been really down. I mean, really low.
Yeah, I suppose I have.
Can you talk about it? Not even to me?
No, not even to you.
You haven't gotten yourself in some kind of trouble, have you?
Mm-mm.
Well, who has?
No, I'm sorry, Vivian. I just can't discuss it.
Well, is there anything that I can do?
Just keep a good thought.
Well, I can do that all right, but I wish there was something more. You're happy, aren't you, about the way things are turning out between Mr. Wheeler and Mrs. Decker?
Oh, yeah, so I'm very happy about that.
Well, if you're happy about that, then whatever's bothering you must be a terribly heavy burden.
It is. But Vivian, fortunately, I think it's resting on a pair of shoulders that can carry it. Oh, hi, Mama. Hello, honey.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything important.
Oh, just working out some figures for the monthly report. Come on, sit down. What brings you here?
Oh, I was downstairs in your father's office. There was some business I had to take care of, and I thought, well, as long as I'm in the building, I'll stop in and see how things are going.
Things are going just fine. Why do I get the feeling this isn't a social call?
Well, as a matter of fact, when I was downstairs, Ryan told me something that disturbed me very much. And the more I've thought about it, the more I want an explanation.
All right.
Is it true that you've hired Justin Marshall's sister-in-law as a secretary?
As a secretarial assistant, yes.
Why?
Because I needed a secretarial assistant, and I liked Allison very much. She's a very bright girl.
Oh, Rena. There are dozens of very bright young girls who apply for jobs here all the time, and I'm sure the personnel department is filled with their resumes.
Yes, but I met
Allison, and I liked her.
And the fact that she's Ashley's sister had absolutely nothing to do with your hiring her. Oh, Rena. I really thought you were over this obsession with Justin.
I am. The only feelings I have for Justin now are professional. We're competitors in the business world, Mama, and I intend to run him into the ground. But believe me, there's nothing personal involved here.
You're sure? You're sure taking on this girl is not some start of some new scheme to destroy Justin?
Mama, Allison is very sharp. She came here looking for a job. Now, I didn't think that her relationship with Justin should keep me from hiring a good girl.
I hope that's the truth. Because there's no real satisfaction in revenge, only destruction. Self-destruction.
I know that, Mama. Remember, I know that better than anyone. I learned the hard way.
Well, I'm sorry. I was concerned.
You needn't be.
All right, well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I certainly don't want Grant thinking that I was coming between you and the monthly report. I've got to get back to my office anyway. Oh, by the way, how's the girl working out?
Quite well. I think she's going to be very useful to us.
Well, I'll see you at home this evening.
And invaluable in helping me win my bet with Justin.
Ricky, you're just the man I want to see.
What?
Because of Miss Wheeler, she's feeling real low. She's out in the sunroom.
Well, what's wrong?
Well, I don't know. She won't tell me, but you come out in the sunroom and see if you can cheer up. Woo! Look who's here, a TV star. Hello, Decker.
Vivian tells me you're in need of an exorcism.
Boy, am I.
You still spooked by some of those ghosts that Miles Rehnquist set loose?
I am. You should be spooked, too.
Hey, Brett, I grew up with all those Indian legends. They're a lot of fun when you're a kid, but they're not anything you want to take seriously.
Well, Ricky, maybe you should try, because Miles Rehnquist is a very educated man, and if he says there is something supernatural going on about High Topah, then there's got to be something.
Brett, I didn't come here to argue about High Topah.
Well, what did you come here for?
I came here to say hello. Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry I'm down, Ricky. Every time we discuss High Topah, you make me so angry.
Well, then let's don't discuss it.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you're right. So let's discuss you. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I came by here to tell you that I set up another meeting with Hocker and Boots.
Oh, to discuss politics?
Probably. Actually, it was your brother Mark's idea. He wanted me to find out who's backing those two.
Well, great. I'm glad you and Mark are working together.
Well, I enjoy working with the Wheelers. I figured that I'd start with your brother's problem, and then if I could come up with some answers for him, I'd have a little time to concentrate on you. And High Topah.
Shh. We're not going to discuss that, remember?
Miles, I'm sorry.
Look, it's not your fault. You had no idea that one of the ranch hands was involved in the first place.
If I only would have asked Steve about the fire compass, this whole thing would have been prevented.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure of that. Look how fast they tracked me down here at the ranch. We're dealing with people that know what they want, and they'll do anything to get it.
Do you really think that Bo would have killed Gregory to get that fire compass?
Yes, Jenny. I'm sure of it. Oh, I can see now how wrong I was to get you involved in the family.
You had no choice, and besides, the danger's over. We're all right.
Yes, as long as our friends haven't figured out how to use that fire compass.
You know, it's hard for me to believe that Bo Baker was the one involved with this and has the fire compass. I mean, he seems so unimportant in a scheme like
Bo
this.
Baker's, he's just a small part of the scheme. He's being used as a pawn by somebody else.
Who?
Oh, I wish I knew. But whoever he is, he's powerful. And he knows that getting this fire compass is going to increase his power. He has no idea of the risk he's taking, or the lives he's jeopardizing. Trouble with someone like this is, even if they did know the danger, they probably wouldn't care.
Well, looky who's here. Well, if it ain't our old friend Mr. Hannibal, still bird dogging around Houston.
Still waiting for the mouse to come out of the hole.
We figured you'd be back in Austin by now, or Dallas.
The Corpus Christi.
Or Lubbock.
There must be something real serious going on around here.
There is. That's why I asked you here.
I don't suppose you'd like to fill us in.
You know, we like to keep abreast of things.
It makes it easier to keep a man satisfied if we know what's in his mind.
Well, you boys know me better than that.
Yeah, he's right.
We do. There's no use poking at a stone.
It ain't gonna bleed, and it ain't gonna talk. Tell him about the boy.
What boy?
Ricky Decker. We've got a meeting with him this afternoon.
Yeah, we both of us feel he's exactly what you need. He's quick.
He's bright.
He's clean.
And he's got all the attributes a man could ask for in a candidate.
I don't have time to be worrying about a candidate just now.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I have other considerations I must take care of.
Does that mean that you don't want a candidate at all?
Of course not. You know we're going to need a candidate. This is just not a good time to talk about it.
Not a good time. Well, you heard what the man said.
Well, what are we supposed to do with this here fish that we've got hooked and playing on a line?
String them along. We'll use them when the time is right.
Now, when is that going to be?
When I tell you.
Excuse me, sir. You have a call.
Oh, thank you. Put it over here, please. If you two gentlemen don't mind, I'd like to take this call in private.
Oh, we understand. We're on our way. Now, don't you be such a stranger.
Well, neither of us very patient men, so you keep in touch, yeah?
Thank you. Hannibal here.
This is Adam, sir.
Yes?
I located Bo Baker's wife, but she wasn't in a very receptive mood.
Pity.
Well, I'm not finished with her yet. I was going to go over to the television station that Bo Baker used to work at.
I'm not interested in the detail, Adams. I'm interested in the man.
Yes, I know, sir, but I thought that...
Do your job, Adams. Call me when you've located him. I must have the fire compass.
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas. PIV Detroit. And now, the next part of Texas.
So, until next time, this is good old Billy Joe Wright saying, remember those New Year's resolutions? Well, make sure you keep them. Good show there, Freddie. Really. Thank you too, Paul. That was wonderful. Wonderful. Hey, everybody, I'm sorry I was late. It won't happen again. Paul, I need to talk to you later on, all right?
Billy Joe Wright?
Yeah?
My name is Brooks, and I'm with one of the insurance firms that's a sponsor here on your show.
Oh, well, good to see you. You need an autograph or something?
Well, not exactly. I'm trying to locate Mr. Bo Baker, and I understand he used to be an assistant producer here on your show, and that he's married to your sister.
Look, you're talking to the wrong guy. The last I saw Bo Baker was over a month ago, and as far as I'm concerned, that suits me just fine.
Oh, I see. You don't like Mr. Baker?
No. And frankly, mister, I don't know of anybody who likes Bo Baker.
What about your sister?
Well, she made a mistake, but she's correcting that right now. She's got a divorce in the works.
It's not final yet, though.
Well, I'm not so sure, no.
Well, do you know, is your sister in touch with Mr. Baker?
Well, I think you better talk to Ruby about that, and I'm not so sure I like these line of questions here.
Well, is there anything you can tell me that might help me?
Look, mister, I'm a busy man. The only thing I can tell you about Bo Baker is that he's not worth the trouble you're taking to find him.
To what? To die? Is that what you were going to say, Lurleen? Yes, I was. I guess I'm just nervous. I really think he looks weird, Ruby. Give me that. Come here. Oh, I'm going to show you once and for all he doesn't look any different than when we started. Look.
wrong with you?
Oh, nothing's wrong. You shouldn't sneak up on a person when they're thinking, that's all.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had a little time off and I thought I'd come and check in with you. I mean, you are my manager, right?
Yeah, nice of you to remember.
Is everything okay down at the TV station? You and Vicki Bellman, you're not having another fight again, are you?
No, we're talking about things. You're gonna get your show.
Well, then is something wrong with your plans for the record album?
No, why?
Because you're acting a little strange.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, you're not your usual cheerful self, Ruby. Did Bo do something the other...
What makes you say that?
I don't know, but you certainly are on edge.
I'm just real tired. I guess you're right. I am on edge. Would you do me a favor, Ricky? Do you think maybe you could take over here for just a little while?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I'd really like to, but I got an appointment, and it's not something I can miss.
It's okay. I guess Roy's coming by in a little while. I'll be all right.
Well, I better get a move on. Are you sure there isn't something you want to tell me?
No, it's fine. We'll talk about everything later, okay? About your show and everything.
Yeah, okay. You take it easy now, all right?
Yeah.
Ginny, I really don't know how to thank you. You've done so much for me.
We failed. They're the ones who had the fire compass.
Don't you worry about that. That's my responsibility now.
But Miles, you told me if that compass gets into
They
the
have
wrong
the fire compass now, but with a little bit of luck, it's going to take them a long time to figure out how to use it. And as long as I have time, I might be able to stop them.
Do you have a plan?
No, not exactly. But there are steps that I can take to prevent the disaster.
Can I help?
No. The best thing you can do right now is get back to that ranch and you make your peace with Kate and with Ryan.
All right. Let me know when you decide what you're going to do.
All right. I'll call you.
Miles,
Yeah,
please be careful.
I will. You too.
Hello?
Yeah, Brett, it's Miles.
Where are you? I've been trying to reach you at the
Come on, just don't bother with that right now. I need to see you urgently. And Ricky Decker, too, if we can.
Oh, well, Ricky's not here right now. He's at a meeting out at the Spindletop. But I'll be happy to meet you anywhere.
Yeah, can you get out here to the cabin?
Oh, I can't. Mark borrowed my car.
Okay, then. Look, I'll come into Houston. You stay right where you are. I'll pick you up.
I don't think it's a good idea for you to come here to the house.
All right, then you tell me where.
Oh, there's a place called The Coop.
What?
The Coop. The chicken coop. And it's located out on Westheimer, and at this hour, it's almost deserted.
Okay. I'll meet you there. Give me the directions.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, coming in from Marshall Village, you want to take the highway till you get to Old Post Road. And then you take a right on that.
How about this?
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, before I forget, I want to show you those paint samples I found this morning. Oh, there. Isn't that a lovely color?
I don't know why you're showing me this. You're the one who's doing all the decorating.
Yes, but you're the one that's going to have to tell Mr. Wheeler about it, right?
I don't think he cares. He never asks about it.
Oh, of course he cares. He just has a lot of confidence in you, Vivian.
So do I, as long as you're the one who's doing the decorating. You know, I
What?
feel a little guilty about that.
Why? Because if this place turns out as elegant as I think it will, and everybody thinks that I did it,
Oh, what's wrong with that?
well, if you're sure, I suppose you're right. After all, you're probably going to be living here one of these days, so I suppose we're just saving time by having you right now. Well, you like Mr. Wheeler, don't you?
Well, yes, but
That's what Mrs. Wheeler said, you know, before she left. She said it's only a matter of time. And Miss Brett thinks that you and Mr. Wheeler are a perfect couple.
Why do I get the feeling that people are trying to rush me into something?
There's no rush, but it would be nice. I just like you, and I just like Mr. Wheeler, and I think the two of you together I'd like just twice as much.
Well, maybe I'll like it twice as much, too.
Well, now, Ricky, it surely was nice of you to meet with us again.
Yeah, most young fellas your age wouldn't have anything to do with two old codgers like us.
Ricky, you're different. There's no generation gap for you.
No, sirree. You can talk man to man. The years don't matter. Like we said before, you're bright.
You're sharp.
You can listen.
And that's why you got a future.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you gentlemen about.
Of course it is. You want advice, and we're going to give it. You just keep your nose clean.
Just keep your name in the paper and your name on the TV.
And we got big plans for you.
What kind of plans?
Now, you hear that, Hawker? The young man's asking for specifics. He wants details.
Well, now, that's good. Man can learn a lot by asking questions.
Man don't want to get bogged down in details.
Well, now, that's the truth. A man should have an overview.
Yeah, let the details just fall into place. Don't pay to know too much too soon.
Well, now, if we're talking politics, gentlemen, we're talking money.
Money? Well, yeah, that's the truth.
Well, you both know me well enough to know that I don't have that kind of money or the connections it's going to take for me to run a big political campaign.
Well, now, Ricky, I wouldn't swear that. You may have friends you don't know you have.
Like who?
Boy, you were just a bear for details, aren't you?
Now, look, I know it's going to take a big money man to get me into office. All I'm asking you is, who have you got in mind?
Wrong question, son.
Ain't that funny? He sounds just the way Mark Wheeler did. Who's the man? Where's the money? You don't have to think about all that.
Just keep on singing them pretty songs.
Let that Harper gal produce your album if she wants.
Get yourself some nice exposure on the TV. That's all you got to do.
Remember, Ricky, you're our man.
Yeah. At this time, that's all you need to know.
Mr. H's phone number. Only Bo Baker would have had this. So, he was here.
Vivian, I've been looking for you.
I've been right here minding my own business
Why did you kick me in the shin?
because I didn't want you to horn in on my decorating.
Well, Vivian, you didn't have to kick me. If you didn't want me to horn in, all you had to do was say so.
Well, I'm saying so.
All right, I can take a hint. If you don't want my expertise, I'm certainly not going to force it on you.
Good.
Is some of the stuff you picked out?
Mm-hmm, some of it.
Really nice. Yeah, really nice. Hey, Vivian, you really got great taste.
Thank you, John.
No, you're in the compliment.
Well, thanks again.
Yeah, no, if this is how you're going to do the place, well then, You don't need any help at all.
That's what I said.
Of course, if you don't mind, I would like to make a few suggestions.
No.
I was in this antique store yesterday, saw this great desk.
No.
Belonged to Santa Ana. It would look great
I
in
don't
here.
care.
Vivian, it wouldn't hurt to listen. Oh, come on.
Well, hello there. I didn't expect to see you back so soon.
Hi. Well, mercifully, the Petroleum Reserves meeting adjourned early.
I gather you weren't pleased with the agenda.
Yeah, it's a lot of eyewash. The government can't tell us anything about oil reserves that we don't already know. Where you been?
Out. I was checking out some possibilities.
Oil leases?
Not exactly. Did you look over those figures for the monthly report?
Yeah, I've just been reading them. I'm very impressed. You're doing very well.
You give us a year, Mr. Wheeler, and my division will be the top division in this corporation.
Then I guess I'm going to owe you another dinner.
Yeah, and I'll hold you to it. Only this time, do you think that our celebration could be just a trifle more intimate? I haven't had one of Vivian's delicious meals in a long time.
Well, I figure I can fix that up. The house is in turmoil now, but as soon as it's ready, got yourself a dinner date.
Good.
Now, I want to discuss something with you.
What?
Ryan. And Miles Rehnquist. I'm worried about Ryan.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I had a long talk with Ryan today earlier.
Do any help?
No, I'm afraid not. I tried to ease his mind, but he loves Ginny so much. This situation has him confused. He feels threatened by it.
I can understand that. I know that Brett has tried to talk with him and explain Rehnquist to him, but I think all she's done is trouble the waters.
Well, the situation isn't going to last much longer because Miles is leaving.
He is?
Yes. But I'll tell you something. Even if he hadn't, it would still resolve itself. Because I don't think anything can happen to Ginny or Ryan. Not for very long, anyway.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hate to see a marriage go wrong.
You and I both know that sometimes things don't work out, but if you love someone, you'll work at keeping and earning their love.
Okay, now. I want to hear all about it.
Well, there's not very much to hear.
Come on, with those two guys, there's always something to hear. Sit down. Take it from the top and don't leave out any details. What's so funny?
Details. It's exactly what they warned me about. They said that a man could get bogged down with details.
You mean they were evasive?
Like two greased pigs at the Dallas Fair.
What'd they talk about?
Nothing much. Mostly they told me I should keep on singing.
That seems strange.
Well, maybe they're right. At least that way I stay in the public eye.
Well, the last time you met with this pair, they were real hot in the political thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were pressing you for a decision?
Right.
What was their attitude this time?
Well, somehow I got the feeling that they're putting me on hold. Now, I know they're interested in me as a candidate, but they just don't seem to be in any hurry.
Well, what'd they say when you asked about the money man?
Oh, man, there was no way I was going to get that information out of them. You know, as a matter of fact, I got the feeling that they knew that you and I were working together. They even mentioned your name.
That doesn't surprise me. There's not much you get past those guys. The big question is, why'd they put you on hold?
I don't know, but I get the feeling that there might be something more important they have to deal with first.
You didn't get a clue as to what it might have been? That's tough to figure. But if that pair backed away from you, there's got to be something coming down. Or whatever it is, it's big.
Find Baker yet?
Not yet.
Are you sure you've tried every place we talked about?
Absolutely. I've been all over Houston. The rest of your men have the city covered, too.
And?
No one seems to know where he is. And if they do, they're not about to admit it.
Well, that's your job to make them admit it, Adams. What about his wife?
Well, she claims they're separated. She swears she hasn't seen him in a month.
And the TV station?
Same story. No one knows where he is, and no one seems to care.
I care, Adams. And if you wish to continue moving in the rarefied circles of my world, I suggest you begin to make some progress.
I have.
Well, this paper with my phone number on it was in Baker's possession. Where did you find it?
In his wife's motel room.
Then Miss Wright has lied to us.
Yes, she did.
I want to know why. If she and Baker were together once, they'll probably get together again. Find him, Adams. Find Bo Baker and bring me the fire compass.
Excuse me.
Hi. Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like a beer.
What kind?
Oh, whatever you got.
Page 1, may I help you?
Paige?
No, this is Nita. Paige is away. Can I help you?
Oh, hello, Nita. It's Rena Decker speaking.
Oh, well, hello, Rena. I'm sorry, Pages are gone for a few days, but I can give her a message if you will.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. I just called to make an appointment. I thought I should see some of your designs. Everyone's talking about them.
Well, thanks to people like you. But listen, why don't you just stop by? It's all right.
Okay, great. I'll see you in a little while.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, I thought you had a meeting.
Oh, well, just this last meeting. It's, with Thompson. You remember him.
Oh, yeah. At the office?
No, it's over at his place. He's over by the Galleria. It'll save me some time.
Oh.
I'll be back here that much sooner.
Will you do me a favor?
You name it, darling.
Will you deliver this over to Nita at Page 1? Have her give it to Page for me?
You bet.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me.
you.
Bye-bye.
Oh, never again.
Come on, Sleeping Beauty. It's time to get up. Well, it looks like your Prince Charming is going to have to wake you up in the traditional manner.
Would you like something else?
No, thank you. I'm waiting for someone.
Anybody in particular?
Yes.
Why don't you come sit over here with me?
No, thank you.
Lonesome in here.
Hello?
Hi. There you go.
Thank you.
Been waiting long?
No, just a few minutes.
Hi, Brett. You looking for Ricky? Hi, Ruby. Why don't we sit at a table?
All right.
So, why the urgent meeting?
I had to talk to you about the fire compass.
Being out in public, somebody might recognize you.
Well, it's a chance I'm going to have to take.
Miles, we're talking about your life.
If I don't get that fire compass, we're talking about millions of lives.
I understand.
Look, where?
Can I get you something else?
No, thank you.
Brett? Nothing, thank you, Ruby. Just doing my job. Oh, Brett, have you seen Ricky? Why? Well, he was over here earlier, and he mentioned that he had a real important meeting, but he didn't tell me where it was. I thought maybe you might know something about it. Look, Ruby, I'm sure that Ricky will tell you all about it, when and if he wants to. Thanks for nothing. Quite welcome.
You two don't seem to hit it off.
Yeah, you could say that.
Look, if this isn't a good place to meet...
No, there's no place I'd rather be. Okay, so the fire compass. Take it there's no news?
Oh, yes. There's news, all right.
But none of it good?
No. The fire compass has had several owners since I lost it.
You're kidding. What happened?
That night of the storm, I knew I had to hide the fire compass, so I hid it under a bale of hay outside the stables at the Marshall Ranch. When I went back for it, it was gone. Steve had it.
Steve? Ginny's son?
Right. Anyway, later on when I had to tell Ginny about it, she thought maybe he had it and she searched his room. It was gone. Steve traded the fire compass with Gregory Linden for a model racing car.
Oh, Ashley's little cousin.
Exactly, the same one. So, Ginny arranged a meeting with Gregory at the Space Center in Houston, and she asked him about it.
And?
Well, remember when Gregory was lost in the woods?
Yeah.
Apparently he'd gone off to try and trade the fire compass back for the racing car. Anyway, he made the trade, left the fire compass at the neighboring ranch. That was the Coleman's place. You know Buddy Coleman? All right, after that he left and he was making his way back through the woods, and then one of the Marshall ranch hands found him and questioned him about the fire compass. Then he threatened the boy.
Oh, thank goodness he wasn't hurt. Oh, so the neighbor has the fire compass?
No. She returned that to Kate Marsh.
Kate?
Right. And then it disappeared.
What?
But this time I've narrowed it down. This time I know who has it.
That's the one right there. That's the one. Can't you make sure that thing doesn't go off again? That's the same one we had the problem with last week. Change the light bulb or something, will you? I don't believe this. I'm supposed to be the star, not the electrical director.
Hello, Mr. Wright?
Yeah.
Do you remember me? I'm Gregory Linden.
No, I don't.
Do you remember I was here when you did your first show? When I saw you at the top of the World Club.
Oh, yeah, Gregory Lindley.
Linden.
Well, of course I do. Sure, Linden, sure. How you doing there, Greg?
Gregory.
Gregory, well, it's good to see you there, buddy. I suppose you came down here to see me do another show, huh?
Not really.
You didn't?
I really came about Marshall.
Marshall.
Justin Marshall.
Yeah, I know who we're talking about, yeah.
Isn't he the greatest?
Well, I guess so.
Do you know he was a race car driver?
No, I didn't know that.
He told me all about it. He showed me pictures of all his race cars. Really neat ones.
Oh.
Then I got to thinking, where could I find out more information about Justin?
Well, where?
TV station. So, when I was thinking of TV station, I was wondering who. Naturally, I thought you.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, I figured a big star like you would know something like this.
Star?
So,
Well, sure I will. You came to the right place, partner. I mean, if a big star can't help you, I don't know who can. Sure, I'll tell you. Just come along with me and we'll figure out a way to, oh, I got an idea. I know just the right place. It's a film library. It's right over this way. Film library. Yeah.
I thought of this one for those special occasions.
Oh, Nita, I just want to buy everything here. I really have to make some hard decisions when I come to this store.
Oh, why?
Oh, because if I didn't, even I could go broke. These designs are so lovely.
Thank you.
And I can tell from the smile on your face that something else is good, too, like your marriage.
Well, I can honestly say that things haven't been better.
Well, maybe one thing could.
What's that?
Oh, if only Billy Joe could stop being the spokesman for the Ace High gas stations.
No, I'd go along with that. Justin is running my husband ragged, what with all this promotion stuff.
That's Justin Marshall, all right. Always taking advantage of people.
Well, he is paying Billy Joe an awful lot of money.
Oh, honey, not nearly enough compared to what he's getting out of Billy Joe.
You know, Rena, you may have a point there.
Of course I do. Billy Joe is being manipulated by Justin and his sister Ruby. I'm sorry, honey. It's none of my business.
No, go ahead.
Well, if it were me, I would think that Billy Joe would be a whole lot better off if he wasn't involved with those two.
Oh, Justin!
Oh, yeah. I'm just making a delivery here. I actually wanted Paige to have this.
Well, I'll see she gets it.
Hello, Rena.
Hello, Justin.
Oh, I hope I'm not keeping you from anything.
No, I was just going to try this dress on, if you'll excuse me.
Good. I think I'll just stick around. See how it looks on you.
Look at me.
Why not?
Why not? Look. No, don't.
You think you look bad. What about me? The beard is all scruzzy and slept in his clothes all night on that couch.
We're a mess, aren't we?
You speak for yourself.
What?
The truth.
Wait a minute, Mr. Canfield. If I know I had to go marching through the boondocks to get here, I would have packed my safari clothes and my hiking boots.
Oh, you would have,
Yes,
would
I
you?
would have.
Well, you know what I think?
What?
I think we're jinxed.
Jinxed?
Sure. It's the only answer. I mean, our first big date, I get stuck in an elevator.
Yeah.
Our first romantic weekend in the country, I run out of gas, and we've got to march through the night like Marines to get here. Oh, we're jinxed, all right.
Oh, speaking of that night in the elevator, you remember when you told me that Rena had snored all night long?
Like a buzzsaw.
How many trees did you cut down last night?
I snored?
Like a buzzsaw.
Well, I didn't hear anything.
Well, you're lucky. You fell asleep. Here I am, in this out-of-the-way romantic place, and instead of sweeping me off my feet, you sit down and fall asleep. I think I'm losing my stuff.
Oh, never.
No?
Mm-mm. And I am rested up and ready to go.
You need a shave, Mr. Canfield.
One shave coming up. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas, she's a fine. Don't go away. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas.
I asked you, where's Gregory?
And I told you I don't know. Look, he's probably out playing pinball or something.
I don't want him getting lost again, Allison.
He's not lost.
Well, now, how do you know?
Do you care about him at all? A lot more than some people I know.
Meaning who?
You, for one.
Allison.
I have lived with him his whole life. I wouldn't let anything happen to him.
Oh, yeah. You're doing a real great job. He leaves the hotel. You don't even know where he is.
He is an independent little boy. He doesn't tell me every move he makes.
Well, let me tell you something. He may have to start doing just exactly that.
I am as concerned about him as you are.
Are you?
You know I am.
You're gonna have to keep an eye on him.
I do. I love him. Why are you standing here wasting time blaming me? Why don't you go out and look for him?
Down from the clouds.
So you're convinced that one of the Marshall Ranch hands has it? The one that threatened Gregory?
There's no one else. I'm sure he has it.
Well, if we know who's got it, let's go get him.
Sit down. There's more? Yes, there's one more thing. The man has disappeared and nobody knows where he's gone.
It's getting spooky.
Yes, I know. And it can get a lot worse. I wanted you to know everything. I want you to tell Ricky Decker, too.
Any particular reason?
Because I want you to go on searching for that fire compass if... Well, if I have to leave before it's found.
Where?
Look, I can't tell you that.
Miles?
It's safer for you. And it's going to be safer for me, too. Brett, I want you to promise me something. I want you to promise that you're going to join forces with Ricky Decker to search for that fire compass if I disappear. Please, promise me.
I will, I promise.
Thank you.
Soon we must learn.
Who's there? It's me. Me who? Lurleen, it's Ruby. Open the door. Ruby!
Took you so long. The door locked. What? No. Aren't you being a little oversafe, Lurleen? You can never be oversafe. Ruby, I can't stand this any longer. Can't stand what? Everything. I've been babysitting for Billy Joe Jr. all day long. I've been listening to the news, the television, the radio. There's nothing about them finding Bo's body. There's nothing in the paper either. That probably means they haven't found it yet. But when are they going to find him? I don't know, Lurleen. Just stop worrying. We just got rid of the body last night. It's been almost a day. Lurleen, it is a deserted road. It might take a long, long time before they find him. I can't stand much more of this waiting and worrying. Then don't worry. Look, you don't see me worrying, do you? No. What are you worried about? Fingerprints. What? Fingerprints. What if we left fingerprints on the body? Lurleen. And footprints in the dirt. What if we left footprints? Lurleen, that's ridiculous. We didn't. We didn't?
No, we didn't.
You sure?
I'm positive.
It's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right.
Oh, no, it isn't. We've got so much to worry about. We've got fingerprints and footprints and...
Where are we gonna stay, Ruby? What about that?
Because I am not going back to that motel. It's haunted.
Look, Lurleen, don't worry about it, okay? Everything's gonna be fine.
No, it isn't. Yes, it is.
Listen, I'll take care of everything. Don't worry, okay? I'll think of something. I always do, don't I?
So how's Ashley?
Just fine, thank you.
Oh, Rena, it looks marvelous, huh?
Thank you, Nita.
Yeah. Rena, it's marvelous.
If you both excuse me, I'll just get that in the back.
What?
How's business?
Business couldn't be better. How are things over at World Oil?
Terrific.
Good. Very good.
Allison is becoming a real asset to us.
Oh, well, that's just what I wanted to hear.
You don't mind that she chose to work for World Oil instead of you?
No, I don't mind. You mind?
No. I'm the one who hired her, Justin. And of course I keep remembering where she has to go home to every night after work.
Yes, I'm sure of that. I meant what I said, you know.
Oh, yeah? About what?
Dress. Looks great.
You're certainly in a good mood.
Why shouldn't I be? Marshall Oil is on a roll. Production division is booming. There's no way you're going to put me out of business.
I'll find a way.
No, you won't. That bet we made 2 months ago? If your production division whips mine, I'll sell out and leave Texas. There's no way that's going to happen, Rena. And we'll meet again in 4 months in that same hotel room in Dallas. And you'll wear that gown you were wearing when we made the bet. I think I'd like you to wear this gown also when we meet. The bet is as good as won, Rena. You're gonna go to bed with me. Only 4 months to go. You don't have a chance. Just a little reminder. You are going to leave that $40 million invested in my companies, aren't you? I wouldn't want you to do anything rash.
I'll do what you want me to.
I know you would. It will pay in the long run.
Whatever you want.
Good. By the way, how is Gregory?
Gregory?
The little boy you're looking after.
Why do you ask?
I was just wondering.
Oh, dear Lord.
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas.
Now walk any way but in a circle.
You see? You are upset. You're worried about them finding Bo's body, too. I am upset because you are walking in circles. Maybe there's some news about Bo's body.
Don't touch that television.
What?
Lurleen, you're turning on the TV every 5 minutes. It's driving me crazy.
We gotta find out what's going on, Ruby. They could have a A manhunt out for us already. A manhunt? Well, whatever you call it. I mean, we could be fugitives with bloodhounds by now. Lurleen, you are only a fugitive if you're running away from something, right? Are we running away from anything? No, we're not, are we? No. Would you please just take it easy? I'm really glad you're here, Ruby. I just couldn't handle this by myself. I know, that's what I keep telling you. Now just try to relax, okay? I will. Promise? Promise. They're here! They found us! Lurleen! Oh! Lurleen! Nita. Just a minute. Chain off the door. Nita, just a minute. Lurleen, come on, it's Nita. Ruby, is that you? Yeah, Nita, hon, we'll be right there. Come on, Lurleen. Are you sure it's Nita?
No, it's J. Edgar Hoover.
I knew it. We're done for. Lurleen! Lurleen, come on. We gotta get our stories straight. Come on. Isn't J. Edgar Hoover dead? Like, oh.
Ruby, could you take this chain off, please?
I'll be right there, Nita. Come on, Lurleen. Lurleen, come on. Come here. Listen.
Ruby, please.
Okay, Nita. Just act natural, okay? And don't say a word about Bo. Natural. Lurleen! Come on. Act natural. Come, Anita.
Now, what is going on here, huh?
Nothing. Why would you say that?
Well, the chain on the door. Do you have some kind of trouble, Lurleen? Trouble?
Safety. Lurleen did it for the baby's safety.
Oh. So how was the baby? Did he behave himself?
Behave himself? Oh, he was wonderful. He was wonderful, Nita. He's just the perfect little baby.
Lurleen, you're acting kind of strange. You all right, sweetheart?
She's fine. She's just natural.
Are you sure you're okay? Is everything all right?
Can Ruby and I spend the night?
Well, here, I thought the two of you had a motel room.
We can't stay there. It's bugs.
Bugs?
Yeah, the place is just crawling with bugs, isn't it, Lurleen?
Bugs?
Well, I am not going back to that place ever again. Hi.
Oh, Gregory, thank goodness you're here. I was worried.
Why?
I didn't know where you were.
Just went out for a little while.
Yeah, but see, if you don't tell people, then we start thinking that something might have happened to you.
Like what?
Well, like what happened the other night, overnight at the Marshall Ranch, you know?
Oh, I would never do that again.
But see, if we don't know where you are, we worry. Because we love you so much, you know?
Don't worry, Ashley. I won't do it again.
Yeah, well, you cross your heart?
Yeah.
Does that have your word?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so, where were you?
At the TV studio.
KVIK?
Yeah, the time where we went to see Billy Joe.
Yeah.
He helped me out.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I figured that they'd have some stories and some pictures about Marshall. When he was a race driver, you know. Do you know he was a champion? They made copies of all the stories for me. And now I can read all about him.
Yeah, you really like Marshall, don't you?
He's the greatest. And that's what I told Billy Joe, too.
Now, you're the greatest. I love you so much. Well, hello there. Where were you?
At the TV studio.
Well, how'd you get there?
By cab.
Well, where'd you get the money?
Well, I had enough.
Well, looks like Gregory can take care of himself. Wouldn't you say?
I mean it. I'm not going back to that motel. It's spooky.
Spooky?
She means the bugs. Bugs are spooky. Please, Nita. Can Ruby and me spend the night with you tonight?
You and Ruby.
Please.
Well, Lurleen, you know, if you really want to stay, you're welcome. I'm sure it'd be okay with Billy Joe.
Oh, Nita, thank you.
I won't hear of it.
You won't? No, absolutely not. Nita and Billy Joe just got married, honey, and there's not enough room for all of us here. Ruby, come on now. You and me are business partners, and we're best friends, roommates. We're going to work this out for ourselves. Come on, let's go. We'll find some place to stay tonight. Ruby! Ow! He's dead! Oh, Lurleen, would you stop? Oh!
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing's wrong. You know, Billy Joe, you don't have to sleep here. You've got an apartment to go to.
Well, I wish I could see some more of my apartment.
So why don't you go home?
Why? Because I got to stay here late and cut some more commercials for Ace High, for Justin Marshall, that's why. I don't even have time to go home and see my wife and son anymore.
Well, Justin pays you good money for the privilege of cutting those commercials.
Some privilege.
Oh.
Sure there's nothing wrong with her?
No, she's just a little spook, that's all. We can't go back to that motel again.
What?
We asked Nita if we could spend the night in your apartment. But then we told Nita we wouldn't really think of doing that because, you know, there's not enough room for all four of us, and you guys are still on your...
Wait, hold on here, hold on. Why can't you go back to your own motel room?
Bugs.
Bugs?
Mm-hmm. It would make you sick.
Well, then tell me why another room.
We can't go near that place.
Why not?
Well, because the whole place is just swarming with bugs, Billy Joe. It's awful.
Well, where are you going to stay then?
Well, there's only one place we can go. We'll go to the coop. Ruby.
You're going to sleep at the coop?
Sure, why not? We got no place else to go. Besides, it'll be fun. We'll set up cots. It'll be just like a little pajama party, won't it? See you later.
Wait a minute, I just remembered something.
What?
You know, there was a guy here earlier, and he was asking about Bo Baker. Have you seen him?
Oh, Lurleen. Hey.
Hey, Gregory!
Marshall!
Hey, you all right? I actually was really worried about you.
Yeah, I'm all right. We gotta talk about it.
Well, little talk. Are you in or are you out of the doghouse?
Out, hopefully.
Good. Where'd you go?
To the TV studio, you know, KVO.
KVIK?
Yeah, that's the one. I saw Billy Joe there. He helped me out.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. You want your own TV show?
No.
You want the whole station?
No, I went because of you.
Me?
Yeah, I thought they'd have some information about you when you were a race driver.
You did?
I did. And look, they made copies of all the stories about you. Now I got a chance to read them all.
You're kidding.
No. I also read about that race where you won. The Le Mans and, let's see, that other one.
What, Watkins Glen?
Yeah, that's it. And then they even showed me a film of one of the races.
Right.
And we won. You're the greatest.
You're pretty great yourself, kid.
I love you, Marshall.
I love you too, Gregory. You want to hear some more stories about my racing?
You.
Okay. Well, maybe I should tell you about the time that I finished a race driving backwards.
Backwards?
Yeah?
You can't race a race backwards.
Were you there?
No.
Well, then you just keep quiet and sit here and listen to me. See, it was down there by the Rio Grande, a little city outside of Brackettville.
Compliments to the chef.
No, well, thank you, kind lady. I aim to please.
No, really, Teacher, you're an excellent cook, you know that?
Marry me and I'll slave over a hot stove boil.
You're too much.
Well, that's what they all say.
They?
Well, figuratively speaking.
Oh, I see. Now, actually, I've just been sort of sitting here wondering what's going to happen next.
Happen?
What sort of disaster is going to befall us? Stuck elevator, right? Empty gas tank. You know, just sort of what we have to look forward to.
From now on, nothing but the best.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what could go wrong now? Here we are in a nice secluded cabin with running water, hot running water, and a master chef on call 24 hours a day.
That's right. But what if we want something
TJ, I mean, we're so far from civilization.
Well, I'll send up a flare and we'll have an airdrop.
You don't need to think about anything.
What dishes?
Joe, it's me. Hey, it's me.
Oh, Rita.
Hi.
Oh, honey, come here. Come here. Ooh.
Hey, I thought you were going to be working.
Well, I am. Oh, I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm waiting for some technical difficulties to be solved before we can finish taping them commercials, you know. It's a good thing they leave me alone in between takes, that's all. Where's Billy Joe Jr.?
Well, I left him with a sitter.
Oh.
I thought you and we needed to spend some time together.
Oh, Nita, I want that more than anything. You know that? I'm going to put my foot down, too. That Justin Marshall's working me to death.
Now, why don't you tell Ruby that? She's your manager.
I just tried to tell her that just now. She was here a little while ago, but then when Lurleen fainted, it wasn't too important anymore.
What, Lurleen fainted?
Yeah. And those lights went out right over there.
Oh, why?
I don't know, some bugs or something.
Oh, in the motel room.
Well, how'd you know about that?
Well, when I got back to the apartment, she was there with Ruby, and Lurleen was upset. She was acting kind of funny. She asked if she could spend the night at our place. I said she could. I hope that's okay.
Well, you know, I told them they could get another room or something, but Lurleen wouldn't have any part of it. So they're going to stay at the Coop.
The Coop?
Yeah. Well, no, there's nothing wrong with that. They're going to just set up some cots and stuff like that, and it was all Ruby's idea.
Yeah, I bet it was. Saving her money.
Oh, come on, Nita.
Yeah, you're right. Let's not talk about them. Let's just talk about us.
All righty.
I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to stay here. Right by your side.
Nita, I got a promise to make. Everything's going to work out the way it should. Billy Joe Jr.'s not going to spend too many more nights with babysitters, and you're going to have plenty of time to think up all those fancy designs for your new career, huh? Nita, we're going to work this out together.
Marvin, I think I better stay out here for a little while. Why don't you go in there and see if you can find those two cops, okay? But you heard what Billy Joe said? That man came there looking for Bo. What if he comes here? How would he know to come here, Lurleen? He might. Well, he probably won't. Don't worry about anything. You're safe here. You are so good to me, Ruby. I'm really sorry about fainting back there with Billy Joe. I'm just a wreck. Come here, Lurleen. I think you better sit down there, okay? Just sit down. Take it easy. I'm gonna go get you soda. I can't stop wondering why they hadn't found Bo's body yet. Shh, get natural. Look, I don't know why they haven't found it. All I know is we gotta stay tough. We gotta keep our mouths shut. Just gotta wait it out, okay? Maybe we should tell somebody. Darlene, who are we gonna tell? If anybody finds out where they found Bo, they could blame me for the whole thing. And you know I'm innocent. I know. Well, you don't want me to be accused of something I didn't even do you? No, Ruby, never. Just gotta lay low. Lay low? Yeah. Keep our mouths shut, Ruby, I'm scared.
That's correct. Her name is Ruby Wright. You'll find her at a bar called The Coop. Take care of it.
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back.
Anyway, that kid went all the way over to KVIK to get some information about my racing days. He is some kid. What?
He adores you.
Want me to tell you something? I am crazy about that kid.
Oh, Justin, it's working out just like I hoped it would.
It was a great day when Gregory came to live with us. I'll tell you something else. That kid has even given me a great idea.
Well, what's that?
I just might go back into racing.
Racing?
Yeah. What could be more normal for an oil company? Good public relations, publicity, lots of free publicity for the Ace High chain. Who knows, maybe we could think of some new special fuel additives for the cars. Who knows where this could lead?
I'll tell you one place it'll lead.
Where's that?
Right to Gregory Linden's heart. If you start racing again, you're going to be even a bigger hero than you are already.
Yeah, well, I didn't think of that. Now that you say it, I wouldn't mind that a bit.
I didn't think you would.
Gregory is going to have everything he needs. From now on, I promise you.
Justin, will you hold me?
Of course.
Glad I caught you in.
You're a hard man to get a hold of.
Oh, not really. If you just leave a message with my switchboard, they'll track me down eventually. What can I do for you?
Well, the other afternoon at the Coop, you said you wanted me to set up another meeting with Hocker and Boots.
Is it on?
3:30 this afternoon, Spindletop Card Room.
Good. You know what I'm after, don't you?
Yeah, you want me to try and find out who those two are fronting for.
Right. From what I understand, that pair never instigates anything on their own. They always tie into money and power. I want to know who they're tied into now.
Well, then why don't you just come along and ask them directly?
It wouldn't do any good. I tried a little cross-examination the other day out of Spindletop. Boy, those boys are slippery as eels. I got a feeling you'd do better on your own.
Why is that?
Because you got something they want. I think they'll do their best to make you happy. Just play it low-keyed and ask logical questions and see what answers you get, okay?
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Good. Stop by the house later and we'll talk about it. Okay, thanks, Ricky. Well, hello, Rena. Would you like a drink of milk?
Kate, this is very important. Okay, thanks for understanding.
Well, suspicions are confirmed.
So you're right about that ranch hand being involved all along.
Kate says that he disappeared the morning that we found Gregory.
And if Gregory's telling the truth, Baker must have that fire compass. Did Kate have any idea where he might have gone?
He didn't even speak to anyone. He just packed up his things and left. Miles, what are you going to do?
I don't know what I'm going to do. Nothing much I can do right now. Except pray that whoever has that fire compass hasn't figured out how to use it yet.
I haven't got much time, so what do you want?
Are you Ruby Wright?
I already told you who I am.
Do you have some sort of identification, a driver's license?
Look, mister, I told you I'm Ruby Wright. Now, what's this all about?
Insurance. I'm from the HHC&F Insurance Company.
Save your breath. I already told you I am not interested.
Oh, I don't think you understand.
I do not want to buy any insurance. Not now, not ever, never.
Well, I'm not here to sell you anything. I have a dividend check that I thought you might be interested in.
A dividend check? What for? I've never bought insurance in my entire life.
Well, that may be, ma'am, but this check is not for you. It's for your husband, Mr. Bo Baker.
Oh, Vivian, have you seen John?
Yes, I think you went upstairs to get those papers you said you needed for this afternoon's meeting.
Oh, the meeting. Your lunch was so good I almost forgot about the meeting.
Oh, isn't it a nice meeting?
Well, the morning session certainly wasn't. It's a government seminar. Very boring.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, just to get away is why I came home for lunch. And, of course, the fact that you made my favorite dessert, apple brown.
Well, if there's more that you want, there's some in the kitchen.
No, don't tempt me. I'm very, very satisfied.
I just don't feel that my cooking has been quite what it should be lately.
Oh, really?
No, meals take planning, you know, and cooking takes a lot of energy, and I don't feel like I've devoted it to it because of all this redecorating.
Well, if your decorating is as good as your cooking, I'm going to be very pleased.
Oh, how would you know? You haven't even seen the plans yet.
Well, I mean, the way you've taken charge is enough to convince me.
What's Vivian taking charge of now?
Well, the decorating, John. Getting all these furnishings together and ship them up to Mrs. Wheeler up in New York.
Oh, that should be quite a challenge. I don't know if you realize it, but I've done quite a lot of reading on the subject of interior design and antiques.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were interested in that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, in fact, I took a whole block of courses at Dartmouth on the theory of color and design. So if you want me to give Vivian a few... Ow! Oh!
What's the matter?
I'm not sure.
I think it's John's trick knee. It always acts up in weather like this.
I didn't realize you had a trick knee.
Old football injury.
Well, take care of it, John, because those things can be very, very painful.
Yeah, they certainly can.
Come on, John, let's get out of here. One of the undersecretaries of the Interior is going to make a speech, and my big problem is going to be to stay awake. See you later, Vivian.
Yeah, we'll see you, Vivian. Later.
What's going on down here? Freddie, you have a show that goes on in a half hour, and yet all your people are just sitting around doing absolutely nothing.
Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Bellman, but there's not very much we can do without the star.
Where is Billy Joe? You mean he isn't even here yet?
We had a call about 20 minutes ago. He said he's on his way.
Well, that's very unusual. It's not like Billy Joe to be late. Did he say what was wrong?
No! Hey, Freddie, I'm here! I'm sorry, everybody. Look, I didn't mean to hang y'all up like this.
Okay, people, let's move it. You've got 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Freddie. Look, I'll explain all this after the show, all right? Hello, Miss Belvin. I hope I didn't worry you.
Where have you been, Billy Joe? What happened?
I've been trying to find a babysitter.
Babysitter?
Yeah, Anita had to handle page one all by herself this afternoon, and then the babysitter calls up at the last minute, cancels out. I must have called everybody in that phone book to try to find somebody until Lurleen finally agreed to take care of Billy Joe at the last minute.
Billy Joe, television is a business. A very serious business. There is a great deal of money riding on every minute of airtime.
I know that.
And we cannot allow your personal problems to interfere with that airtime. I hope you realize that.
I do, really I do. The only thing I can do is promise you this is never going to happen again. It's just, well, this is the first time since me and Anita got back together again that she's left me with the baby. I just got caught off guard.
I understand. But don't cut things this close again.
I won't, Miss Bellman. Wardrobe!
Incidentally, Billy Joe.
Oh, yes, Miss Bellman.
Congratulations on your remarriage. I'm very happy for you.
Well, thank you very much. Really, I'll tell you, it's got me feeling like a whole new man.
I know, it shows, even on the air.
Oh, I hope so.
Your show is getting better and better, and so are the ratings.
Thank you very much. If you'll excuse me, Miss Bellman, I got to get some people here lined up.
All right, Billy Joe, you have a good show today, and please, don't let this late thing happen again.
I won't, Miss Bellman. Never again, I promise you.
All right.
I promise. Wardrobe! Come on, man! makeup! Give me some help here, will you? Props! Where are those girls? Do you know? Now. Who's directing the show? Rob! Marco! Franco, give me your hand!
If that check is for Bo Baker, why are you bringing it here to me?
Well, according to our records, are you denying that Mr. Baker is your husband?
No, we were married, but we've been separated for quite a while.
Oh, I see.
How much did you say that check is worth?
I didn't.
Wish you would.
Well, there are some papers in my briefcase that might need signing, but, well, that sort of thing is so much easier sitting down.
All right, sit down, but make it quick. I don't have that much time. Now, would you tell me about the check?
Well, it's made out to your husband, but, unfortunately, I've been unable to find him.
It's not surprising.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing, I just mean that Bo's a very tough guy to keep track of.
Oh, I see. Well, would you mind telling me when you saw Mr. Baker last?
Let me see. It was quite a while ago. I believe I haven't seen him in over a month.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I haven't seen him since he lost the job that I got for him at the TV station.
Oh, then he was working here in Houston.
Well, yeah, but not so as you could tell. Do you want to tell me about the check?
Well, it's a dividend check. Now, that's interest paid on a policy that's been paid up in full.
I got that. Now, how much interest is it?
Well, not very much. It's a small policy. Am I correct in assuming that you have filed papers for a divorce?
Yes, I have. But I don't know if they'll do me much good if Bo doesn't show up to sign them.
Oh, you don't think he will?
Well, who can tell, really? I don't think it's very likely. He has got a habit of disappearing very suddenly.
Well, that certainly seems to be the case this time. Well, see, I just naturally assumed that he would be in contact with you. Oh, I see.
Look, I told you I don't have much time, so why don't you tell me how much the check is for?
$48.23.
$48? You're wasting my time like this over $48 and measly cents?
My company is adamant about delivering our dividends.
Yeah, well, just tell your boss you tried, okay, mister?
It must be very hard living here. There's something so impersonal about a motel room.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be living here for very long. I'm in the market for a very fancy apartment. I just haven't found what I want yet.
Well, it seems that we both have the same problem. I'm looking for Mr. Baker, and you're looking for an apartment. Oh, by the way, if you do hear from your husband, would you mind giving me a call? I would really appreciate it. Well, good luck in your search.
Yeah. You too, huh? I don't think all the luck in the world's going to help you find Bo. I hope nobody ever does.
I just hope you didn't get peanut butter on my telephone there.
I had ham and cheese.
Oh, good, good.
Sorry about that, Rena. I stopped downstairs and picked up a sandwich and came up here to make a few phone calls.
Oh, I know, and one call led to another.
Right.
Well, if the truth be known, I'm actually relieved because you've been going at such a pace, I thought that maybe you weren't eating at all.
No, I always find time for that. There you are. All cleared and ready for action.
Good, because I'm planning some action. I've got to...
What's wrong?
Nothing, just potato chips on my chair.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay, but if I have an exterminator come in here, you'll know why, so don't blame me. Now, where was I? Oh. What were you talking to Ricky about?
Hawker and Boots, he's meeting them again out at Spindletop.
You're really impressed with that pair, aren't you?
Uh-huh. I feel it's important to find out who they're working for.
Well, if Stryker couldn't pry that information out of them, I doubt that Ricky's going to have much luck with them.
It's worth a try.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm just glad that Ricky is helping us out.
I like your brother-in-law. He's a real straightforward, no-nonsense type of guy.
Runs in the family. My husband Max is just like that.
Well, I got some other phone calls to make.
Oh.
So I guess I better find a phone, huh?
You know the most exciting thing about this decorating business? It's opening charge accounts at all these stores. I bet I've opened at least 12 charge accounts in the last week. Listen to this. Osborne Dry Goods Emporium. Well, that's where we're going to get the drapes. And then I open an account at Western World Incorporated. Isn't that a weird name for a place that sells wallpaper? And then at Mr. Wheeler's suggestion, I open up an account at Pitney Brothers because that's where they sell all that leather furniture.
You're really getting into this, aren't you?
I am. And you want to know what?
What?
I think it's going to turn out really great. And I wasn't sure about that because I was worried. Hey!
Oh, I'm sorry, Vivian. What were you saying?
I have been very busy. But I haven't been too busy to notice how you've been acting these last couple of days.
What do you mean?
I mean, you've been really down. I mean, really low.
Yeah, I suppose I have.
Can you talk about it? Not even to me?
No, not even to you.
You haven't gotten yourself in some kind of trouble, have you?
Mm-mm.
Well, who has?
No, I'm sorry, Vivian. I just can't discuss it.
Well, is there anything that I can do?
Just keep a good thought.
Well, I can do that all right, but I wish there was something more. You're happy, aren't you, about the way things are turning out between Mr. Wheeler and Mrs. Decker?
Oh, yeah, so I'm very happy about that.
Well, if you're happy about that, then whatever is bothering you must be a terribly heavy burden.
It is. But Vivian, fortunately, I think it's resting on a pair of shoulders that can carry it.
Oh, hi, Mama.
Hello, honey. I hope I'm not interrupting anything important.
Oh, just working out some figures for the monthly report. Come on, sit down. What brings you here?
Oh, I was downstairs in your father's office. There was some business I had to take care of, and I thought, well, as long as I'm in the building, I'll stop in and see how things are going.
Things are going just fine. Why do I get the feeling this isn't a social call?
Well, as a matter of fact, when I was downstairs, Ryan told me something that disturbed me very much. And the more I've thought about it, the more I want an explanation.
All right.
Is it true that you've hired Justin Marshall's sister-in-law as a secretary?
As a secretarial assistant, yes.
Why?
Because I needed a secretarial assistant, and I liked Allison very much. She's a very bright girl.
Oh, Rena. There are dozens of very bright young girls who apply for jobs here all the time, and I'm sure the personnel department is filled with their resumes.
Yes, but I met Allison, and I liked her.
And the fact that she's Ashley's sister had absolutely nothing to do with your hiring her. Oh, Rena. I really thought you were over this obsession with Justin.
I am. The only feelings I have for Justin now are professional. We're competitors in the business world, Mama, and I intend to run him into the ground. But believe me, there's nothing personal involved here.
You're sure? You're sure taking on this girl is not some start of some new scheme to destroy Justin?
Mama, Allison is very sharp. She came here looking for a job. Now, I didn't think that her relationship with Justin should keep me from hiring a good girl.
I hope that's the truth. Because there's no real satisfaction in revenge, only destruction. Self-destruction.
I know that, Mama. Remember, I know that better than anyone. I learned the hard way.
Well, I'm sorry. I was concerned.
You needn't be.
All right, well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I certainly don't want Grant thinking that I was coming between you and the monthly report. I've got to get back to my office anyway.
Oh, by the way, how's the girl working out?
Quite well. I think she's going to be very useful to us.
Well, I'll see you at home this evening.
And invaluable in helping me win my bet with Justin.
Ricky, you're just the man I want to see.
What?
Because of Miss Wheeler. She's feeling real low. She's out in the sunroom.
Well, what's wrong?
Well, I don't know. She won't tell me, but you come out in the sunroom and see if you can cheer up. Woo! Look who's here, a TV star.
Hello, Decker.
Vivian tells me you're in need of an exorcism.
Boy, am I.
You still spooked by some of those ghosts that Miles Rehnquist set loose?
I am. You should be spooked, too.
Hey, Brett, I grew up with all those Indian legends. They're a lot of fun when you're a kid, but they're not anything you want to take seriously.
Well, Ricky, maybe you should try, because Miles Rehnquist is a very educated man, and if he says there is something supernatural going on about High Topah, then there's got to be something.
Brett, I didn't come here to argue about High Topah.
Well, what did you come here for?
I came here to say hello. Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry I'm down, Ricky. Every time we discuss High Topah, you make me so angry.
Well, then let's don't discuss it.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you're right. So let's discuss you. What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I came by here to tell you that I set up another meeting with Hawker and Boots.
Oh, to discuss politics?
Probably. Actually, it was your brother Mark's idea. He wanted me to find out who's backing those two.
Well, great. I'm glad you and Mark are working together.
Well, I enjoy working with the Wheelers. I figured that I'd start with your brother's problem, and then if I could come up with some answers for him, I'd have a little time to concentrate on you. And High Topah.
Shh. We're not going to discuss that, remember?
Miles, I'm sorry.
Look, it's not your fault. You had no idea that one of the ranch hands was involved in the first place.
If I only would have asked Steve about the fire compass, this whole thing would have been prevented.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure of that. Look how fast they tracked me down here at the ranch. We're dealing with people that know what they want, and they'll do anything to get it.
Do you really think that Bo would have killed Gregory to get that fire compass?
Yes, Jenny. I'm sure of it. Oh, I can see now how wrong I was to get you involved in the family.
You had no choice, and besides, the danger's over. We're all right.
Yes, as long as our friends haven't figured out how to use that fire compass.
You know, it's hard for me to believe that Bo Baker was the one involved with this and has the fire compass. He seems so unimportant in a scheme like
Bo
this.
Baker's, he's just a small part of the scheme. He's being used as a pawn by somebody else.
Who?
Oh, I wish I knew. But whoever he is, he's powerful. And he knows that getting this fire compass is going to increase his power. He has no idea of the risk he's taking, or the lives he's jeopardizing. Trouble with someone like this is, even if they did know the danger, they probably wouldn't care.
Well, looky who's here. Well, if it ain't our old friend Mr. Hannibal, still bird-dogging around Houston. Still waiting for the mouse to come out of the hole. We figured you'd be back in Austin by now, or Dallas. Or Corpus Christi. Or Lubbock. There must be something real serious going on around here.
There is. That's why I asked you here.
I don't suppose you'd like to fill us in. You know, we like to keep abreast of things. It makes it easier to keep a man satisfied if we know what's in his mind.
Well, you boys know me better than that.
Yeah. He's right.
We do. There's no use poking at a stone.
It ain't gonna bleed, and it ain't gonna talk. Tell him about the boy.
What boy?
Ricky Decker. We've got a meeting with him this afternoon. Yeah, we both of us feel he's exactly what you need. He's quick. He's bright. He's clean. And he's got all the attributes a man could ask for in a candidate.
I don't have time to be worrying about a candidate just now.
Oh? You haven't?
No, I have other considerations I must take care of.
Does that mean that you don't want a candidate at all?
Of course not. You know we're going to need a candidate. This is just not a good time to talk about it.
Not a good time. Well, you heard what the man said. What are we supposed to do with this here fish that we've got hooked and playing on a line?
String 'em along. We'll use 'em when the time is right.
Now, when is that going to be?
When I tell you.
Excuse me, sir. You have a call.
Oh, thank you. Put it over here, please. If you two gentlemen don't mind, I'd like to take this call in private.
Oh, we understand. We're on our way. Now, don't you be such a stranger.
Well, neither of us very patient men, so you keep in touch, yeah?
Thank you. Hannibal here.
This is Adams, sir.
Yes?
I located Bo Baker's wife, but she wasn't in a very receptive mood.
Pity.
Well, I'm not finished with her yet. I was going to go over to the television station that Bo Baker used to work at.
I'm not interested in the detail, Adams. I'm interested in the man.
Yes, I know, sir, but I thought...
Do your job, Adams. Call me when you've located him. I must have the fire compass.
Till next time, this is good old Billy Joe Wright saying, remember those New Year's resolutions? Well, make sure you keep them. Good show there, Freddie. Really. Thank you too, Paul. That was wonderful. Wonderful. Hey, everybody, I'm sorry I was late. It won't happen again. Paul, I need to talk to you later on, all right?
Billy Joe Wright?
Yeah?
My name is Brooks, and I'm with one of the insurance firms that's a sponsor here on your show.
Oh, well, good to see you. You need an autograph or something?
Well, not exactly. I'm trying to locate Mr. Bo Baker, and I understand he used to be an assistant producer here on your show, and that he's married to your sister.
Oh, look, you're talking to the wrong guy. The last I saw Bo Baker was over a month ago, and as far as I'm concerned, that suits me just fine.
Oh, I see. You don't like Mr. Baker?
No. And frankly, mister, I don't know of anybody who likes Bo Baker.
What about your sister?
Well, she made a mistake, but she's correcting that right now. She's got a divorce in the works.
It's not final yet, though.
Well, I'm not so sure, no.
Well, do you know, is your sister in touch with Mr. Baker?
Well, I think you better talk to Ruby about that, and I'm not so sure I like these line of questions here.
Well, is there anything you can tell me that might help me?
Look, mister, I'm a busy man. The only thing I can tell you about Bo Baker is that he's not worth the trouble you're taking to find him.
Ruby. Give me that. Come here. Oh, I'm going to show you once and for all he doesn't look any different than when we started. Look.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing's wrong. You shouldn't sneak up on a person when they're thinking, that's all.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had a little time off, and I thought I'd come and check in with you. I mean, you are my manager, right?
Yeah, nice of you to remember.
Is everything okay down at the TV station? You and Vicki Bellman, you're not having another fight again, are you?
No, we're talking about things you're gonna get to show.
Well, then, is something wrong with your plans for the record album?
No, why?
Because you're acting a little strange.
I don't think so.
No, well, you're not your usual cheerful self, Ruby. Did Bo do something the other...
What makes you say that?
I don't know, but you certainly are on edge.
I'm just real tired. I guess you're right. I am on edge. Would you do me a favor, Ricky? Do you think maybe you could take over here for just a little while?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I'd really like to, but I got an appointment, and it's not something I can miss.
It's okay. I guess Roy's coming by in a little while. I'll be all right.
Well, I better get a move on. Are you sure there isn't something you want to tell me?
No, it's fine. We'll talk about everything later, okay? About your show and everything.
Yeah, okay. You take it easy now, all right?
Yeah.
Ginny, I really don't know how to thank you. You've done so much for me.
We failed. They're the ones who have the fire
Well,
compass.
don't you worry about that. That's my responsibility now.
But Miles, you told me if that compass gets into
They
the
have
wrong
the fire compass now, but with a little bit of luck, it's going to take them a long time to figure out how to use it. And as long as I have time, I might be able to stop them.
Do you have a plan?
No, not exactly. But there are steps that I can take to prevent the disaster.
Can I help?
No. No. The best thing you can do right now is get back to that ranch and you make your peace with Kate and with Ryan.
All right. Let me know when you decide what you're going to do.
All right. I'll call you.
Miles,
Yeah,
please be careful.
I will. You too.
Hello?
Yeah, Brett, it's Miles.
Where are you? I've been trying to reach you at the cabin.
Just don't bother with that right now. I need to see you urgently. And Ricky Decker, too, if we can.
Oh, well, Ricky's not here right now. He's at a meeting out at the Spindletop. But I'll be happy to meet you anywhere.
Yeah, can you get out here to the cabin?
Oh, I can't. Mark borrowed my car.
Okay, then. Look, I'll come into Houston. You stay right where you are. I'll pick you up.
I don't think it's a good idea for you to come here to the house.
All right, then you tell me where.
Oh, there's a place called The Coop.
What?
The Coop. The chicken coop. And it's located out on Westheimer, and at this hour, it's almost deserted.
Okay. I'll meet you there. Give me the directions.
Okay, ready?
Hello, Allison. This is Justin. I hope I'm not interrupting anything important. Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey, well, I'm glad you're having such a good time working over there at World Oil. Makes me very proud. Your sister just came in. She sends you her love. Well, I'll tell her. Right back at you. Say, I got a great idea. Why don't I come over to World Oil and take you to lunch like I've been promising you? Can you get away? Well, how about noon? Noon's fine with me. Fine. Well, we're going to have a good time. I'll see you then. You know something, Ashley? You got one cute little sister there.
Justin,
What, Donna?
what do you think you're doing?
Having a good time?
Best.
Me too.
Sure.
Of course I'm sure. Why would you ask a question like that?
I don't know. You were just acting a little strange last night. I don't know what had happened to you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to drift off like that.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine now. I guess I let the past intrude there for a second. But I'm back in the present now. Right where I want to be. okay? I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, not at all. Come on in.
Thank you, thank you.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, thanks. Look, I don't have very much time.
What's wrong?
I need to talk to you.
What about?
Bo Baker.
Ruby, come on, you gotta wake up. Ruby, this is important. There's something you and me gotta talk about.
What time is it?
Well, it's after 10.
In the morning?
Of course in the morning.
Darlene, that's still the middle of the night. Would you just leave me alone? I'm really beat.
You can't sleep now. We gotta talk.
Oh. About what?
Bo Baker.
What about him?
Well, I have been looking through the paper all morning.
You found his body?
No, and that's what got me worried.
Darlene, what are you talking about?
Maybe it's a trick. You know, maybe somebody's found his body and they're just not printing anything about it.
Why would they do that, Lurleen?
Maybe they want to trick us. Oh, Ruby, I just know they're going to find out what we did.
Lurleen, stop it. You can't keep carrying on like this.
What's going to happen when they find Bo's body? Unless they found it already.
Nothing. Nothing's going to happen to us. Oh, Lurleen, come on. You got to get a hold of yourself. There's no way they can connect us with Bo's body. No way.
What about the people in that car? They could connect us.
No, they can't. Nobody saw anything, Lurleen. Look, please, just promise me you're going to try to get yourself together, okay? Please?
I'm trying, Ruby, but I can't.
Why not?
I'm trying to believe everything you're telling me, Ruby. But I have just got this awful feeling that they have found Bo's body. And now they're on their way over here to pick us up.
There you are.
Oh, sure, Mrs. Bellman. I was just going over some songs here.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but something's come up.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I hope so.
Well, just name it.
Phil Roberts is sick.
Is it serious?
It could be. He's got acute bronchitis, and his doctors want him to have complete bed rest for the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Well, what are we going to do about the show?
That's what I want to talk to you about, Ricky. I'd like you to take the show over while he's out.
Oh, sure. I can handle it.
I know you can. That's why I've been working on a deal for you for your own show.
Oh, thank you. When do I start?
How does today sound?
Oh, today sounds like I got a lot of work to do.
I'm sorry there's not more time.
Well, that's all right. I know we can make it work.
I know you will, and I really appreciate you filling in on such short notice.
I'm just glad to help.
All right, we'll have a production meeting in, about a half hour. We'll revamp the show to allow more time for your songs.
Sounds good to me.
You pick out the songs you want to sing, and I'll try to get hold of Ruby and negotiate your deal.
Mrs. Bellman, I'm really not that worried about the money. I just really want to thank you for giving me this chance.
Now, Ricky, you're the one that's doing us a favor, and you'll be compensated for it. All right?
Great.
And besides, I don't think your manager would have it any other way.
No, I don't think she would.
Well, come on, don't just stand here. You've got a lot of work to do.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks very much.
These are the leases from legal. They say that it's okay to send them out.
Oh, great.
And this is from accounting. I want you to review and return it.
Okay, I'll look them over.
Okay? Also, Judy said to remind you that of your appointment with Mr. Wheeler at 11 o'clock.
Oh, yes, I've got it right here in my calendar.
Okay.
You're really something, you know that?
I beg your pardon?
You've taken to this job like a duck takes to water. I don't think you've made a single mistake since you've been working here.
Well, I told you that you wouldn't be sorry you hired me.
Uh-huh. And you were right. You like it, don't you?
I love it.
Shows.
Well, if I'm going to keep up this good reputation, I better get back to this filing on my desk.
Allison?
Mm-hmm.
This is probably none of my business, but I hope your working here hasn't caused you any problems at home.
Well, Justin doesn't mind. You know, he says that I'm an adult and that I can make my own decisions now.
I take it that Ashley doesn't share his feelings?
She's not too pleased about it. No.
Knowing Ashley, she probably thinks you're a traitor.
You really know Ashley, don't you?
Yeah. Let's just say that I've grown up with a lot of women like Ashley.
You know what really gets me is that She got her start here at World Oil. Why shouldn't I?
It's a good point. Have you told her that?
Oh, I've tried. But when it comes to the subject, she just can't listen.
I'm sorry.
Well, don't be. I've made up my mind that I'm going to work here, and there is nothing that Ashley can do about that.
I like your spunk. Sometimes you remind me a lot of myself, Allison.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that someday I can come as far as you have. Head of production, that's really something.
People like us do what we want to do.
Hi, Allison. Hi, Mrs. Decker.
Gregory, what are you doing here?
Just wanted to check out where you work.
You can't just bust into somebody's office.
It's all right, Allison. Hi.
You don't mind?
Hi.
No.
Oh, wow. There's Marshall Oil.
Yeah.
I can even see Marshall's office. That's neat. Boy, I wish I was old enough to work.
I wouldn't worry about it. You'll probably be President of the United States by the time you're 15.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because you gotta be at least 35 to be president.
You know, you're right about that. So, what do you think of the place, Champ?
It's nice.
But?
Well, I just like Marshall's better. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
No.
You'll have to excuse Gregory. He sort of idolizes Justin.
Yeah. Marshall's quite a guy, don't you think so, Mrs. Decker?
He sure is, Gregory. There's no one in the world quite like Justin Marshall.
I don't know what you mean, darling.
Don't do that, Justin. You know good and well what I'm talking about. Now, why are you going over to World Oil to take Allison to lunch?
I promised her I'd take her to lunch. I thought you'd be pleased.
Well, now, how'd you figure that?
Well, I thought you wanted me to spend more time, pay a little more attention to Allison and Gregory.
Don't start turning it around on me, Justin.
Am I doing that, darling?
Yeah, you are. You're just saying that so you won't get me started again on her going to work over there.
Well, that's true. See, I don't see why you're so dead set against that. With Allison over there, we have our own little secret agent.
Well, what's going to happen to her?
Well, she loved her job. She told you.
Oh, yeah, but she hasn't had a run-in with Miss Rena yet. What's going to happen when Rena does a number on her, Justin? I don't want to see my little sister get hurt.
Oh, give her a little credit, Ashley. She's a smart girl. She can take care of herself.
Justin, do you really think that Allison can hold her own against Rena Decker? You're wrong. She's going to use her against us.
Darling, I think you're just overreacting.
Oh, well, forgive me. I certainly wouldn't want to do that.
That's all right, sweetheart. I know you mean well.
Justin?
Yeah?
Will you answer one more question for me? That is, if I'm not overreacting.
Go ahead, sweetheart. Ask
Why
away.
are you picking Allison up at World Oil?
Because that's where she works.
You could pick her up at the restaurant.
Now, that would be ungentlemanly. When I take somebody out, I pick them up. I mean, that's the way I was brought up.
I can't believe you.
Why's that, darling?
You've even started believing your own lies.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think you do. You're going over to World Oil for one reason and one reason only, and that's to see Rena Decker.
Were you uncomfortable sleeping on the cot, honey? Not the cot, Ruby. I'm just so scared about getting caught. I don't want to go to jail. Merlene, there is only one way we're going to go to jail. How? If you keep losing your cool and passing out like this. Listen to me, honey. We are not guilty of anything. But if you keep acting this way, people are going to think we are. I'm sorry, Ruby. I didn't mean to pass out like that. It just, when Billy Joe said that man came there asking for boats, like everything went dark on the inside. Look, just try to forget about it once and for all, okay? Promise me you'll try. I am trying, Ruby, but I just can't. Well, you've got to, honey, for both of us.
Hi, you two.
Hi, Brett. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for Ricky. Have you seen him?
I think I've got better things to do than keep track of your boyfriends.
Boyfriends? What are you talking about, Ruby?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw you sitting right there the other day with a real good-looking guy, curly hair. What, you got two bows on a string? What's wrong? Lurleen, you're not going to pass out on me again, are you? I don't think so, Ruby.
Lurleen, aren't you feeling well?
She's fine. She's just had the hiccups all day, haven't you, Lurleen? Now, if you'll excuse us, we got work to do.
Sure. Listen, you really don't have any idea where Rick is because it's important.
I told you, I don't have time to keep track of your boyfriends.
Well, thanks anyway, but listen, if you see him, will you tell him I need to talk to him?
I'm not an answering service. Oh, Brett.
Yeah.
Have you tried over at KVIK? I think he went over there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Hey, if you need anything, we'll be in the office. Oh, how about doing me a favor for a change?
Sure, Ruby.
If you see Ricky, give him my regards.
Sure. Oh, Ruby.
What now?
If I were you, I wouldn't leave your purse lying around like that.
What about Poe? Look, I know you're going to think this is pretty far-fetched, but please, hear me out.
What is it?
I think Bo Baker was the cause of all the problems you've been having around the ranch.
Now, how could that be? He wasn't even here when Rusty had his accident.
Yeah, but he showed up the next day, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I believe he cut those wires that landed Rusty in hospital.
Well, now, why would he do a thing like that?
To get to me?
Are you really in that much danger?
Yeah, Kate, I am. And I'm sorry to put all you people in the danger with me.
But you didn't plan to have that accident?
Yeah, I know, but I shouldn't have been trespassing.
Well, now, that's all in the past.
Oh, thank you, Kate. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
I guess I was pretty hard on you, wasn't I?
Well, I guess you had reason to. Because I asked you for a lot. Look, I have another favor to ask you.
What?
I need to search the bunkhouse. I want to see if I can find any clues as to where Bo Baker's gone.
Well, we cleared everything out.
Yeah, I know, but maybe if I just look.
Well, I guess it won't do any harm.
Okay, thanks. And after that, I'm going to be clearing out of here.
Today?
Yes, I think as soon as I get out of your hair, the safer you people are going to be.
Miles, are you leaving?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's time.
Well, will you keep in touch with us?
I don't think that's a very good idea.
Why not?
Look, I've caused you people enough problems already.
It's not your fault. I'm the one who insisted on getting involved in all this.
Yeah. And I thank you. I thank the both of you. Well, I'll come by later on and say my goodbyes.
Jenny, I think I owe you an apology.
Mm-mm. No, you don't, Kate. You were right about a lot of things.
Hi, honey.
Oh, Ryan, I just made some coffee. Would you like some?
Oh, no, thanks. I got a lot of work to do. Didn't I hear somebody else down here?
Oh, that was Miles. He came by here to tell us he was leaving today.
Well, that's good. Now, last we can get our lives back to normal again.
Hi there, little darling.
Hi, Justin.
All ready for our lunch date?
You bet I am.
Where's Rena?
Well, she's been in a meeting all day.
Oh.
Well, are we going?
There's no hurry, is there?
Well, sort of. I mean, I only have an hour for lunch.
Well, what a view Rena has of Marshall Oil. Must make her blood boil every time she opens the window.
Can we go, please?
All in good time, sweetheart.
I don't think you should be doing that.
No harm in looking, is there?
Depends on what you're looking at.
Oh, nothing in particular. It's been a long time since I've been over here. Sometimes I just get nostalgic. I hate this land.
You didn't come over here to take me to lunch, did you?
Sure I did, sweetheart. What makes you say that?
You're stalling. You came here to see Rena.
You're getting just like Ashley.
Maybe. I'm right, aren't I?
Come on, let's go to lunch.
Much better than all right. It was absolutely perfect.
Well, as I recall, you ordered that.
Worked, didn't it?
Well, I had my doubts there for a while.
car running out of gas in the middle of nowhere. I still can't believe I did that.
Now, don't apologize. You made me feel like a teenager all over again.
Well, it wasn't exactly what I had planned. Then all those trips back and forth to the car.
Oh, you look so tired. I felt so sorry for you.
And then I fall asleep. Hot date, huh?
Well worth the wait. TJ.
What?
What really happened to you last night? I was a little worried about you.
Well, nothing to worry about. Just a little of the past creeping in.
Were you, thinking about Ashley?
Paige, this is our special time. Let's leave the past where it belongs.
May not be that easy.
Why not?
Because there's a lot about my past I have to tell you.
Believe me, Paige. I don't need to hear it.
You may not need to hear it, but I need to tell it.
And this is the music for the producer, and I'm really sorry about makeup. Tell him I'll be down here in a few minutes, all right? Hey, Paulie, give me a break, will you? Can you play that thing somewhere else?
There you are.
Oh, Brett, what brings you here?
Well, I came to see you.
Oh, you did, huh? You just wanted to see the glamour of a TV studio, is that it?
No, not exactly.
No, I didn't think so. TV's not important enough for you, right?
Hey, let's not get into that right now, okay?
Okay. So why did you come here?
Ricky, I talked to Miles yesterday, and I found out something that's going to knock your socks off.
Honey, if this is about Haitopa, I really don't want to hear it right now, all right?
Why not?
Because I don't have time for Indian legends at this point.
But this is fascinating stuff.
Yeah, well, maybe it is to you, but personally, I'm a little bored, and I'm just a little too busy for Miles Rehnquist and Haitopa.
Ricky, please, we need your help.
I'm sorry, babe.
Ricky, this is important. You can't just walk away from it. I need your help.
I can't. I'm too busy.
Why are you so anxious for Miles to leave?
That's pretty obvious, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Come on, because of Rehnquist, your life was in danger. You started keeping secrets from her?
Honey, I told you that. I didn't want to worry you.
Well, the point is, suddenly there were secrets. We never kept secrets from each other before.
Ryan, if you would have been here, I'm sure you would have helped him too. Honey, I know you. You're one of the most gentle, compassionate people in the world.
Really? Well, since you put it that way. Yeah, maybe I would have helped him. I don't know. I just, it hurt. It really hurt when you went running after some man trying to help him. I didn't know anything about him.
I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you.
Well, I know that now. I love you. I'm not going to share you with anybody.
I love you too. And I can't believe you'd ever doubt that.
Well, I didn't want to.
Then don't.
Hey, I'm trying.
Friends?
Come here. Oh, we're a lot more than friends. Let's go upstairs, huh?
I don't know. I have a little work to do down here.
Work can wait. I can't.
Neither can I.
Come on.
one word about Bo in the papers or the television.
Lurleen, that probably means they haven't found the body yet. It might take a long time. It's a deserted country road.
Oh, sorry, mister, we're not open.
Excuse me, ladies. I was just wondering if you could tell me where I might find Miss Harper or Miss Wright.
Why do you want them?
Well, Miss Harper, Miss Wright, they happened to show up at the top-notch realty company last week, and I do believe we found the perfect apartment for them.
Well, I'm Miss Wright. Here's my associate, Miss Lurleen Harper.
Nice to meet you. My name is Howard Fellows.
So, Mr. Fellows, you think you found something for us?
I do believe I have.
You know we want a real big place now with a pool.
Yeah. This place is B.I.G. big, I guarantee you. It's big enough for both of you. It's got 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, large pool, jacuzzi, and a sauna.
Oh, that sounds nice.
We also want a formal dining room, you know, because we plan to be doing a lot of entertaining.
Big dining room with a genuine chandelier. Yeah, crystal chandelier.
Will that be something, Ruby?
Tell me something, Mr. Fellows. How come you drove all the way out here to the coop instead of just calling us up on the phone?
Well, I gotta be real honest with you, Miss Red. Something you gotta understand. You see, we're very, very, very particular about the kind of people we rent to. We only want a select kind of clientele.
I guess you can't be too careful.
Absolutely. And I think you two ladies are just the kind of clientele we're looking for. Very classy, professional kind of people. Matter of fact, I have some pictures here of the apartment. If you, here they are. If you'd like to take a look.
Oh, Ruby, it was just beautiful.
Well, it might do for a little while.
Well, did you happen to take notice there of the fireplace? That's imported from a foreign country. That's all imported from Italy.
No kidding.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know, but this place might be a little too rich for our blood.
Not that we couldn't afford it, because we got lots of money. We just don't want to get taken for a ride.
Well, I haven't told you the best part yet.
What's that?
Well, an apartment like this will run somewhere over $2,000 a month.
Oh, that's a whole lot of money, Ruby.
But what I haven't told you is this apartment's rent controlled.
What's that mean?
It means I just might let you have this place for somewhere in the vicinity of $500 a month.
What's the catch?
No catch. No catch at all. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my business card here. You two girls, you get together, huddle about it, talk about it. You make up your mind, you give me a call. I'll take you to take a look at it.
We just might do that.
I'll be waiting for your call.
Oh, isn't that something, Ruby?
It sure is, honey. It's like a dream come true. You really not going to help me?
I'm sorry, I'm just too busy.
Nobody can be that busy.
Brett, I'm filling in for Phil Roberts for a couple of weeks. This is really a big break for me, but it's going to take up almost all my time.
I can't believe this. You can't compare a TV show to something important.
Wait a minute. Where do you come off telling me what's important and what's not?
I didn't mean it like that.
No, I think that's exactly what you meant.
Ricky, look, I need your help. Do you want me to get down on my hands and knees and beg for it?
Well, what am I supposed to do? Drop everything just because your precious Miles Rehnquist snaps his fingers?
Yes, if you would if you were the friend I thought you were.
Look, I know you don't understand this, Brett, but this is something I really want. I really want this television show, and I might just have it here, so don't ask me to throw it away.
You know what's wrong with you.
No, what? Aside from the fact that I'm not Miles Rehnquist.
You don't have your priorities straight.
Is that a fact? Well, let me tell you something. I don't need a spoiled, bored little rich girl telling me what my priorities ought to be.
Is that what you think of me?
Look, you have a profession. You're a geologist, but you don't do anything about it. I have to work.
I understand. Ricky, I really do need your help.
I'm sorry, but I got my own career to worry about. Why don't you go out and worry about your career instead of running errands for the living legend?
You're not going to help me?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not making myself clear.
I'm disappointed in you.
Well, I'm disappointed in you. Why don't you get a job, do something useful?
Hi.
You sure you don't want to stay any longer?
Oh, TJ, I would love to. But we both got this little problem.
What's that?
We've got to get back to work.
Nah, pushy.
Hey, listen, we can do this again.
Well, when? I'm free tonight.
You don't have a serious bone in your body, do you?
Probably not.
TJ, wait a minute.
You changed your mind. You want to stay?
I have got to talk to you about this. I have to tell you about me, about my past.
I know something about it. And I don't care.
Maybe you should. I've heard a lot of wonderful people.
You don't have to be so hard on yourself. I know all about you that I need to know.
Oh, you do you?
Mm-hmm. I know that you're a warm and loving lady with a dynamite smile. What more do I need to know?
How could I have been so lucky to meet someone like you?
Oh, what?
I must have done something right.
Oh, you sure did.
What?
You're always yourself. You never try to be anything else. I like that.
Gotta get back to work.
Lady, you sure know how to spoil a moment.
Hey, what happened to warm, loving, with dynamic smile, huh?
Well, she turned into a time clock is what happened to that.
TJ, there's one last thing I have to ask you before we leave.
What?
Is there any gas in the car? Only kidding. I was only kidding, TJ. Really, no hitting. I rode very easily, all right?
Where was Ricky going in such a hurry?
Oh, he has a very busy day today. And that's what I want to talk to you about, Ruby.
Yes?
Phil Roberts is sick. I've asked Ricky to fill in for him, and we should discuss the money.
Well, now, that is a whole different ballgame than just having Ricky sing on the show, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I'm prepared to compensate him for that.
Good. I think Ricky should get at least as much as Phil Roberts. Possibly more because he's doing it on such short notice.
Don't get greedy, Ruby.
I'm not being greedy, Mrs. Bellman, but I don't want my client to be taken advantage of either.
Excuse me, Ricky. We just got in a news bulletin I think you should know about.
Meredith, can it wait? I'm in the middle of a meeting right now.
Well, it'll just take a minute. Something big's breaking over at Marshall Village.
What is it?
Okay, some kids were playing out in a deserted road. They pushed aside some bushes, and you know what they found?
What?
A bag of gold worth about $50,000.
Where did it come from?
Well, they're guessing it was stolen money, hidden a long time ago. We've got a crew on their way over there now.
Good, that's a good story, Meredith. Keep me posted.
All right, sure will, Vicki. I'm sorry for the interruption.
That's okay.
All right, Ruby.
What?
Oh, well, let's get down to business. How much money do you want for Ricky?
Oh, well, I don't care, Mrs. Bellman. I'm sure you're going to give Ricky a fair deal.
I beg your pardon?
Whatever you think is fair is fine with me. Excuse me.
Hi, Ashley.
Oh, hi there. I was wondering where you were.
Oh, I went over to World Oil, see where Allison works.
You did? What'd you think?
It's okay. Well, Mrs. Decker's office isn't nearly as nice as Marshall's. Ashley,
What, baby?
why did Allison go to work for Mrs. Decker when she could have gone to work for Marshall?
I don't know.
Sometimes I think she's got rocks in her head.
You know what? Sometimes I do too. So tell me, did you see Mrs. Decker while you were there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? What'd you think of her?
She's nice. I saw her once before, too.
When?
She came over to the hotel once, before, Allison went to work for her.
What'd she want?
I don't know. She gave me money to go downstairs at the arcade.
Huh.
Did I do something wrong?
Oh, no. No, I just wonder what, Miss Ray's up to now.
Come in. Rena?
Yes?
It's me. I just wanted you to know that I'm back from
Rena.
lunch.
Hello, Justin.
I hope you don't mind that I brought Justin up.
No, of course not.
No, I thought I'd just stop by and say hello before I went back to my own office.
Lovely. Did you have a nice lunch?
Oh, it was great. Justin took me to this little French restaurant. I had crepes. Really yummy crepes.
Hope I didn't keep her away too long.
No problem, but Judy was looking for you.
Oh, fine. Well, I'll go see what she wants then. Bye.
Bye, darling.
All right, Justin. What are you up to?
Why do you think I'm up to something?
Because I know you. And I don't trust you as far as I can throw you.
I trust you, Rena.
Won't work, darling. I suppose you tell me what you're really talking about, all right?
I'm talking about our little bet. I trust you're going to keep up your end of the bargain.
Will you? You haven't won the bet yet, Justin.
No, but I'm riding high, Rena. Do you want to make the reservation for that hotel room in Dallas?
What?
Or should I?
Hello, Rehnquist.
Ryan? Can we talk?
No, we got nothing to talk about.
You're wrong. I think we've got a lot to talk about, especially me.
Look, Rehnquist, I'm not going to pretend I'm unhappy you're leaving.
I know that, and I don't blame you.
Right now, Jenny and I have a chance to work our marriage out.
Ryan, that's exactly what I want to talk about.
Don't you think you've intruded enough already?
Look, I know that's what it must look like. But I want you to know there was nothing going on between me and Jenny. Look, she nursed me back to health. She protected me from a lot of danger. Do you think I'm going to pay her back by trying to interfere with a marriage?
But you did, didn't you?
Please. Will you give me a chance to remedy the problem?
Oh, how are you planning on doing that?
Your wife is a remarkable woman.
Yeah, well, I don't need you to tell me.
And she loves you, Ryan. Very deeply.
Did she say that?
Many times. Don't you ever doubt her love.
Thank you for telling me that.
Well, I'm telling you because it's the truth.
I believe you.
Yeah, well, I think it's best you believe her. There's something else.
What's that?
I'd like very much for you and Ginny to be my friends. Can you at least try?
Yeah, I'll try.
Thanks. How'd it go now?
Miles.
Yeah?
Would you like to say goodbye to Jenny?
You wouldn't mind?
No, I wouldn't mind. Come on in.
I'll go get her.
Ricky, I think it's really great that you're going to fill in for Bill Roberts. You're going to be a big star. I just know it.
Thank you, Lurleen. I think that's real nice. Did you talk to Vicky?
I sure did, and I got you a sweet little deal.
You didn't go pulling any fast ones now, did you?
This is your manager you're talking to.
Uh-huh. I've seen you operate.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence.
What kind of a deal did you get me?
I told you I got you a good deal. Did I ever get you anything but a good deal?
No, I guess not. Actually, you've really done a pretty good job as my manager.
She's the best.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you think so, Lurleen.
Well, it's the truth. You should see the apartment she got for us, Ricky.
Oh, you found one?
Oh, Ricky, it's so beautiful. It's got a built-in fireplace and a jacuzzi, and it's got a chandelier swimming pool.
Lurleen, you sure you want to spend that kind of money on an apartment?
Oh, it's not that much money. They're practically giving it away.
We're going to go over and take a look at it later on.
As soon as we move in, Ricky, we want you to come over.
Well, you better. I'll be looking forward to it.
Can you believe it, Ricky, me living in a fancy place like that?
Honey, I think you deserve it, and I think you should just take it easy and make the best of it.
None of this would be happening if it weren't for my friend here.
Ryan said you wanted to see me?
Yeah. I want to say goodbye.
Are you sure you're strong enough?
Ginny, I'm fine. I'm fine. I gotta try and find that fire compass.
Promise me that you'll take care of yourself.
Yeah, I promise. I had a chance to talk to Ryan.
What did he say?
That he loves you. Very much. Ginny, I'm sorry to have caused the both of you so much pain.
No. It's all right. Ryan and I'll be just fine. Don't you worry about it.
You know, I think you both will be, too. There's something else that's still bothering me, though.
Miles, please don't.
Jenny, I shouldn't have kissed you that night, and I'm sorry.
Let's not talk
Jenny,
about
I'm
it.
truly sorry.
It's over.
Still friends?
Sure.
Well, goodbye.
So Miss Decker came over to our suite, huh?
Yep.
Well, what'd you think of her?
She's real nice.
Right. But what?
She's not as nice as you are.
That's real sweet.
Ashley, I love you.
Gosh almighty, I love you too. And you know something? We're going to be a family. It's going to be Allison and Justin
And me.
and me and you. We're going to be the best family ever, ever, ever.
I can't wait to collect on our bet, Rena.
And I can't wait to see you lose, Justin.
Not on your life. I love games, especially when the stakes are so high.
Fool.
You know something, Rena?
What?
I get the feeling you're looking forward to losing that bet.
Of all the arrogant, conceited, pig-headed what?
Lurleen, that apartment is the find of the century. Don't you think so? Yeah, it was kind of nice.
Kind of nice. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Lurleen, that apartment is the find of the century. Don't you think so? Yeah, it was kind of nice.
Kind of nice. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I'm so glad it was furnished. You know how much we'd have to pay for furniture like that?
A lot.
It better be a lot.
You know, I think it was as good looking as any of those apartments we saw in that fancy apartment magazine over at the newsstand.
I can't wait to show Billy Joe. He's going to be so jealous.
I don't think we have to buy a single piece of furniture for it. I think all the furniture fit real nice. I never thought we'd be lucky enough to find a place like this. Never. And it's so reasonable. Yeah, I guess so.
Lurleen, what's wrong with you? Aren't you happy about the new apartment?
Sure, I'm happy about it.
Then how come you're looking like you just lost your very best friend?
I can't stop thinking about Bo's body.
Lurleen, you have to stop thinking about it.
How can I? I know it's still out there on that road where we dumped it. Yeah, you're right. It's still out there. And it's going to stay out there because nobody's going to find it. How can you be sure? And he looked so weird. Yeah, he did look weird. But nobody ever goes out on those roads, Lurleen. And I don't think somebody's going to get out of their car and go searching through the bushes. I wish I could be as sure of that as you are. I just know somebody's going to find him. And when they do, they're going to know that you and me dumped him there.
Justin? Oh, TJ. I was wondering if you were going to be coming back to work or not.
Well, Ashley, how was your weekend?
Oh, you decided to come in to see if you still had a job?
Justin knew I was taking a few days.
Yeah, so I heard. When did you get back?
Just a little while ago. I dropped Paige off at the boutique and came straight here to get some work done.
Have a good time?
Had a wonderful time.
And Paige, she have a wonderful time, too?
I think so. I managed to keep her entertained.
Well, you've got your hands full. Your desk is full of work. You better get to it.
Where's Justin?
Well, as you can see, the man is out.
I know, but where?
Lunch.
That why you're in such a good mood?
Don't get funny. Not today.
Well, who's he having lunch with?
Drop it.
Well, since you won't tell me who he's having lunch with, can you tell me when he'll be back?
He better be back soon.
Let him know I'm back, will you?
I'll do that.
You know, it might help if you talk about it, Ashley.
It wouldn't. Not with you.
I've got a friendly ear. You know, it might help if you get what's bothering you out of your system.
I don't think so.
Who's Justin having lunch with?
With my sister.
I get the feeling you're looking forward to losing that bet.
Oh, the conceited, arrogant, pig-headed what?
I think you were beginning to like it.
Who is it?
Me, Miles, and Fred. What in the world are you doing with that?
Look, I'm not taking any more chances. There's too much at stake.
Is a gun really necessary?
With the people I'm dealing with, absolutely.
Well, this is some room. It's got a lot of character.
Oh, it's all I could afford right now.
Hey, I wasn't criticizing. I almost like it. On the phone, you sounded like this was urgent.
Yeah, it is. Now, did you follow my instructions?
Oh, to a T. I took a very circuitous route, and I made sure no one was following me.
Good girl.
I don't understand, though, why you had to leave the ranch so suddenly.
Look, there's no reason for me to stick around any longer. I'm well, and now that I know that that ranch hand has the fire compass, I've got to find him. Look, I can't expose the marshals to any more danger by my staying there at the ranch.
You know, Ginny didn't mind. She wanted to help you.
Yeah, but what about Ryan?
Ryan didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, well, I think he understands now. But I really just can't take the chance of anything happening to them. I'd never forgive myself.
So you called me.
Brett, I don't want anything to happen to you either.
Miles, I was joking.
Yeah, I know. It's just that this is no joking matter. I wouldn't have called you if I had have known somebody else I could trust.
I'm glad you called me. I want to help you.
Thanks. I'm surprised you came here alone. What happened to Ricky?
I tried to talk Ricky into coming, but he's all tied up at the TV studio. So what do you want me to do?
I don't exactly know how to ask you this, but
Ask. I'll do anything I can.
I need money.
How'd it go? Oh, it went great. Business was good. I even sold a couple of my own designs. Oh, Nita, that's fabulous. I think you're going to be surprised on how much business I did.
Well, I must admit I was a little guilty about leaving you here all alone.
No, don't say that. I loved it. But you tell me about your weekend. I mean, you look like it went great.
Oh, Nita, it was wonderful. Well, actually, it could have been a total disaster, but TJ really made it work.
A disaster? What happened?
Well, did I mention to you where this cabin was, by any chance?
I'm not sure.
Let me tell you, my dear, it was out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we went down this lonely little deserted road to get there in the middle of the night. You know, no traffic, especially at night. Except we passed this truck. I could have sworn I'd seen Ruby Wright.
Ruby? What was she doing?
I don't know. I only caught a glimpse of her. I mean, if it was her.
I wonder what she would be doing so far out late at night.
Yeah, I did too. Well, maybe I was mistaken. But anyway, we were driving along, and all of a sudden, the car stops.
No, what happened?
DJ forgot to put gas in the car.
He didn't. No. So what'd you do?
Well, it was too dark to walk anywhere, and we had no idea where we were, so...
You spent the night in the car?
Yep.
Oh, Paige, how horrible.
Well, actually, it wasn't all that bad, but... But, you know, we got up the next morning, and we figured we were about maybe a mile from the cabin, so we started to walk, but... Poor Tej, he had to carry all the luggage from the cabin.
Well, it serves him right for getting the gas.
But that isn't all, darling. He had to go back and pick up something else that we forgot.
Oh, well, when did he finally put gas in the car?
I think about the 4th trip.
Oh, must have been exhausted.
Yeah, he was. Poor dear.
So, did you get to spend any time together?
Actually, the time that we spent in the cabin together was just heaven.
Oh.
And TJ never lost his sense of humor about all of it.
Well, you don't seem to have lost your sense of humor either. Oh, I've never seen you look so happy.
I am happy, Nita. Well, back to work. Let's see.
Slap didn't fool me, Rena. I know you wanted that kiss.
Don't overestimate yourself, Justin. I've had better.
As a matter of fact, I think you wanted more than a kiss.
Get out.
Scared?
No, I don't operate on fear, but I can operate on anger.
I think you're afraid that I'm getting the upper hand on our bet.
Justin, as long as I can breathe, you will never even get a chance to running my production division into the ground. You understand?
Pretty strong words in light of what just happened.
What just happened?
Correct me if I'm wrong. When we just kissed, I got the distinct impression you wanted to lose that bet so that we could meet in that hotel room in Dallas.
You get out of here before I stop being polite!
I wouldn't want you to be impolite. I mean, if someone were to ask me about this, I couldn't lie. I'd have to tell them, wouldn't I? You know the truth. You can't fight attraction, Rena.
Justin, I cannot believe your unmitigated call.
That's good. That's a good game. How long are you going to keep fooling yourself, Rena?
Get out.
Sure. You know something? You've given me a lot of inspiration today. I'm going to work even harder to win that bet.
You're never going to win it, Justin. And you're never going to touch me again.
We'll see.
We'll see. Now get out!
Mr. Marshall.
Vivian! How are you?
Just fine. Bye-bye, Mr. Marshall. Mrs. Decker, I hope I haven't come at a bad time.
Justin took Allison to lunch?
That's what I said.
There's nothing unusual about that. What are you upset about?
Went over to World Noel to pick her up.
That's where she works.
I know that.
You're not afraid that Justin's seeing Rena, are you?
I think she's a jinx.
Only in your mind.
I don't care. I don't want Justin anywhere near her. You know, it's bad enough that Allison's working over there with her.
Well, maybe Justin and Allison will gang up on Rena today.
And you wonder why I don't want to talk to you.
Well, the name Rena Decker makes you jump like an exposed nerve.
TJ, don't you have anything better to do than stand around pestering the life out of me?
Sure.
Then go do it. Go home. Go back to your cabin. I don't care. Just leave me alone.
If that's what you want, Ashley.
That's what I want. You're not moving.
It's not going to help hiding whatever's bothering you.
Go on, TJ. Go on. I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Thanks.
Lurleen, what have I got to do to get you to forget about Bo? Ruby, I don't think I can. In my mind, I keep seeing his body. How strange he looked. I know what you mean, honey. I feel the same way. You do? Of course I do. But you don't see me sitting around moping about it, do you? No, that's because I know we've got to go on with our lives, Lurleen. We can't stop living just because Bo Baker died in our room. And all we did was get rid of that body. I know. That's what worries me. When somebody finds it, Lurleen, it's going to be a long time from now. And there's no way they can connect us to that body. No way. I just wish I could be as sure of that as you are. Lurleen, listen to me. I know what I'm saying. You have got to pull yourself out of this. We've got too many things to be happy about right now. We do? Sure we do. We've got a new apartment. And it's beautiful. We're going to move in real soon. That should make you happy. Yeah, I guess so. And look at Ricky. Ricky's taking over on the Phil Roberts show. He's going to have a show of his own real soon. And you got the coop. And it's doing great business. And we're partners, Lurleen. Doesn't that make you happy? Yeah, it does. I like working with you. I like working with you too, honey. I think I know what's going to cheer you up. What? You got to go out and buy some new clothes. I do? Sure you do. New clothes always make you feel better. I don't need any new clothes. Lurleen, you need new clothes for the new apartment. And besides, you're a businesswoman now. I think you should look real smart when you go to the studio and see Ricky, Billy Joe, things like that. Maybe you're right. I know I'm right. I'm going to call right now and make an appointment for you. An appointment? Where? Page 1. Page 1? Ruby, I can't go there. Those clothes are too classy for me. Lurleen, stop talking that way. No, that's exactly how you and me are going to be. Classy.
found Rehnquist yet?
Not yet. I'm sure he's not at the ranch. He must be somewhere here in Houston.
He has to be found, Adams. If he gets to that fire compass before I do...
Don't worry, Mr. H. That's not going to happen.
Just make sure he doesn't.
Rehnquist doesn't have any more of an idea where Baker is than we do. I'm sure of that. We're gonna find him before he finds Baker.
Just make sure you do.
What about Ruby Wright?
That matter's been taken care of.
You can just concentrate on Rehnquist, but keep an eye open for Baker.
I will have that fire compass at any cost, and nothing or no one will keep me from getting it.
Mrs. Decker? Yes? Oh, I can come back at another time if you like. No, it's okay, Vivian. I was surprised to see Mr. Marshall here. I didn't think he worked here anymore.
He doesn't.
Didn't Mrs. Wheeler fire him?
The board of directors fired him, Vivian.
Oh. Well, I think it's very nice that he doesn't hold any grudges about it and that he's willing to come here and talk to you.
Slithered over here is more like it.
Slithered?
Yes. Snakes slither.
What?
Never mind, Vivian. What did you want to talk about?
I came over to tell you what's happening with the decorating.
Oh, yes. How's it going?
Well, everything that you've picked out is being delivered to the house tomorrow, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was going to be all right. So I brought these pattern samples for you to go over, because I just want to make sure that there are no mix-ups here and here. I know Mr. Wheeler is going to be very pleased with what you've done, Mrs. Decker, because these patterns are really very pretty. There. Now, I just want to go over these one more time so I can make sure what goes with what. Now, for instance, this is for the living room sofa, isn't it? Mrs. Decker?
Excuse me, what?
This is for the living room sofa, isn't it?
Vivian, I'm sure that all of this is going to be just fine.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
sorry, but I just
I
can't concentrate on these things right now. I don't mean to be rude, but I just have a lot of work to do.
It's all right, Mrs. Decker. I understand. You've got the important job you do at a big company like World Oil. You probably are pretty busy. So I didn't mean to bother you.
You didn't bother me, Vivian.
Anyway, I really appreciate all the help you gave me in decorating, and I hope maybe you could drop by the house tomorrow and see how it all turned out.
I'll try.
Okay, bye-bye, Mrs. Decker.
Bye. Money? Is that why you called me here so urgently?
You sound disappointed.
I am. I was expecting something a little more...
I'm afraid not. It's just a simple matter of economics. Look, I spent the last of my money on this luxurious hotel room, a gun. If I'm going to continue, I'm going to need more money. Is this going to be a problem to you, Brett?
No, I don't have it, but I can get it.
I wish there was some way I could express what I feel about all this.
Forget about it, Miles. I just wish I could really help you do something.
I don't want you to get any more involved than you already are. Now, do you understand that?
I want to get involved, really.
Oh.
Come on, isn't there something I can do besides get you money?
No, Brett. These people are dangerous. They almost killed somebody at the Marshall Ranch.
You mean Rusty?
Yes. I'm sure they're responsible for his accident.
They play for keeps.
Yes, they do. Only to them, this is no game.
Miles, then why are you hanging around Houston? Why aren't you out finding High-Topaz?
Because I have to find the fire compass. And now that I know who has it, I have to get it back from him.
Do you have any leads?
One. It's something I'm following up on right now.
Anything I can help you with?
No, Brett, please. Look, all I need is the money.
You got it.
All right, I appreciate this. Now, please, will you go?
Okay. I hope you find out something.
Yes, so do I.
Oh, one more thing.
What?
Do I bring the money here?
No, that's not a good idea. That place we met the other night.
The coop.
Right. Around closing time.
Okay, I'll be there with the money.
Okay, good.
Now, don't be embarrassed. Just Paige and me. Paige. Yeah. Paige. Ta-da! The new Lurleen. Doesn't she look great?
I don't know, Nita. Where is she?
Lurleen, where are you? Lurleen, here I am. Oh, hi, Lurleen. Come on now. Doesn't she look sophisticated?
Oh, Lurleen. That looks wonderful on you. Take a look. It looks perfect.
Thank you, Paige. I really appreciate your helping me pick it
Well,
out.
that's what we're here for, dear.
It's going to look even better when we take that hem up a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, let me get the seamstress.
Okay.
Would you excuse me, honey? I have all this paperwork to get to.
Okay.
Lurleen, this is Ethel. She's going to pin you out. And
I think about an inch there, right before below the knee.
so, how is apartment hunting going?
Oh, Nita, we found one.
You did? When?
Today.
Well, what's it like?
Oh, Nita, it's so nice. It's got loads of room. It even has 2 bathrooms, so Ruby and I don't have to fight over who's going to use it. We're going to move in right away.
Oh, I'm happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
Sounds like you really like it.
I do. It's the nicest place I've ever lived except Marshall Ranch. It's got everything we're ever going to want.
Need any help moving? I'm cheap.
I don't think so. Thanks anyway. See, we're not going to have to move any furniture. The place has more than we'll need. And the little stuff that we do have to move, I can do that in my truck.
Didn't know you had a truck.
Oh, I bought it 2 weeks ago. It's the cutest little blue pickup. It's real sporty. You say blue, Lily? Yeah, why?
Oh, I don't know. It sounds real strange.
What does?
Well, I thought I saw a truck just like that the other night.
You did? Where?
Well, T.J. Canfield and I were on our way out to a cabin on one of the back roads on the outside of Marshall Village.
You were?
Yeah, and I thought I saw a truck just like that.
You did?
But the strangest part about it is the fact I could have sworn I saw Ruby standing up in the back of it.
Vivian?
I'm sorry to bother you at work, but I got some good news for you.
Well, I'm always glad to hear good news. What is it?
They're coming tomorrow.
What's coming tomorrow?
All the people who are delivering the furniture and the drapes I picked out.
Oh, well, whatever you're doing is coming along well, then.
Well, sort of. We'll know tomorrow. At any rate, I know you're going to love this, Mr. Wheeler.
Am I? Vivian, I've never seen you quite so confident.
It's because I know this is exactly to your taste.
I see. Well, if you like it, Vivian, I'm sure I'll be pleased.
Yes, you will be, Mr. Wheeler.
Dad, you got a minute?
Stand in line.
Oh, no, you can talk to your daughter. Now I'm finished. I'll just go away.
Yes. Yes, I was looking at that just now. All right. I'll be right in. Brad, I hope you can hold for a couple of minutes. I've got a meeting.
Oh, Dad, I got to talk to
Just
you.
won't take a minute. Stay right here.
Is everything all right, Miss Wheeler?
Sure. Why do you ask?
You look kind of like something's bothering you. Justin? Where have you been?
You know where I've been. I've been taking Allison to lunch.
This long?
You didn't want me to shortchange her now, did you?
Where else did you go?
I don't think I like this third degree.
Well, if you don't have anything to feel guilty about, then you won't mind answering my questions, will you?
Well, everything to feel guilty about. I took Allison to lunch, took her back to the office, and came back here.
Uh-huh. Where else did you go?
What are you getting at?
I just talked to Allison on the phone. She's already back at work.
See?
Said she left you with Rena in the office.
That's right.
With Rena.
What's wrong with that?
You tell me, Justin.
Ruby was in the truck you saw?
Well, I wasn't positive, Lurleen. I only caught a glimpse of her.
Maybe you were mistaken.
Yeah, but I know I'm not mistaken about that truck. It was blue, and the reason that I remember it is because it looked like Ruby was trying to lift something out of the back of it.
Lurleen, did you let Ruby borrow your truck this weekend?
No.
Well, maybe she borrowed it without telling you.
Yeah.
Look, Lurleen, if I were you, I wouldn't let Ruby Wright borrow your truck.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Hello, page 1.
I think I need a glass of water.
Well, sure. Are you all right, honey? You look white as a sheet.
I'll be fine if I just can have some water.
Okay, sure. I'll get you some. You sit right over here.
There you go. Be right back, right?
Lurleen? Where'd Lurleen go? What? Nothing's bothering me, Vivian. I'm just in a hurry.
I don't think it's because you are in a hurry, Miss Wheeler. I think there's something else.
Believe me, there's nothing else.
Then why didn't you eat your breakfast this morning?
What?
You usually eat a very hearty breakfast, and this morning you didn't.
Wasn't hungry.
You sure that's the only reason?
That's it.
You're not having trouble with Ricky Decker, are you?
Vivian, there's nothing between me and Ricky Decker to have trouble about.
It certainly wasn't the impression I got.
Oh, right. Ricky and I had a slight disagreement about something.
What?
I don't want to go into it.
Why not?
It's not important.
It must be important to you for you to act the way you did.
All right, it was important, but I've got to try and see Ricky's side
Well,
of
I
it.
hope you work everything out, because I think you and Ricky Decker make a lovely couple.
Thanks, Vivian, but Ricky and I are not a couple.
So, is that why you came here today, because you're having trouble with Ricky?
No, it's not.
Did you come to talk to your father about something else?
That's right.
Oh. Well, then I don't really think it's any of my business why you came here today to talk to your father.
Okay, Vivian, look. If I ask you a question, will you give me an honest answer?
I always give you an honest answer, Miss Wheeler. I was raised by my parents to give an honest answer, to never lie unless it was absolutely necessary.
If I asked my dad for some money, no questions asked, think he'd give it to me?
It depends.
On what?
Well, I think he would give you the money, but I think that he would be concerned that you needed the money because you were in some kind of a jam.
Yeah, you're probably right. Listen, don't mention this to my dad, okay?
You're not going to ask your father for the money?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to try and get it somewhere else.
You're not in a jam, are you?
No, so don't worry. I'll see you later, Vivian. Oh, and thank you for the help.
What did I do?
I don't know what all this ruckus is about anyway. I'm not jealous of you and TJ anymore. I don't see why you should be jealous of me and Rena.
I'm not jealous.
The only reason that I went to see Rena was to lord it over her that I'm going to run her production division out of business in no time. It's a game. I love games. I'll do anything to knock her off her guard.
Is that really all there is to it?
That was all, Donna. You wouldn't mind seeing that happen, now would you?
No.
I didn't think so. You through being mad at me?
Yeah.
Good. Now, go on, get yourself out of here. I got work to do.
Justin,
Yeah, sweetheart.
I'm really glad that's all there was to it.
I'm gonna win that bet. Nobody beats me.
Well, I wonder where she is.
Who?
Brett, she came in to ask me a question. I asked her to wait for me.
Well, maybe she couldn't wait.
Obviously not. She's always on the move of late. Rena, you and I have to go over these production schedules now. What I'm concerned about are your projections for the second quarter. It seems to me that... Rena, is there anything wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about something else.
Does it have anything to do with Justin Marshall's visit this afternoon?
How'd you find out he was here?
When the president, the owner of our largest competition, pays a visit at World Oil, that news does get around. You and he have another run-in? Rena, you can't let him get to you.
I am determined to run him out of business.
That's not important.
Well, it happens to be very important to me now.
No. The most important thing in your life is to forget about him and do your work. Hey, I got an idea.
What?
Why don't you come over to my house tonight for dinner? I'll get rid of everybody else because they're two of us.
Thank you, but I don't think I'd be very good company.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I'll be good company for both of us.
I think we got to go over these schedules again, Justin. I don't think they're very realistic. They can wait, TJ. There's something else I want to talk to you about first.
What's that?
You and my sister. What about us? I want to know what you're up to. I like her, if that's what you want to know. Other than that, I don't see how my relationship with Paige is any of your business. It's my sister that makes it my business.
I don't agree.
Oh, you don't?
Now, what I do here at Marshall Oil is your business. My personal life has nothing to do with you.
I think it does. First, I thought you were after my wife. Now it's my sister. If you think you're going to get anywhere in this company because you're dating my sister...
If I get anywhere in this company, it's because of what I do on the job, not because of how I feel about the boss's sister.
You're damn right that's the way it's going to be.
I am working for you so that we can make Marshall Oil the biggest in Texas, Justin. If I do my job right, I expect to profit from whatever I do for you. Profit big.
Is that all?
That's all.
All right, TJ. I believe you. Just watch out for Paige. I don't want her hurt again.
Nor do I.
Don't ever let me doubt it.
Right, you have everything now? Okay, you both are going to look marvelous. I just know it. Now, you come back and see us, okay? Well, there you go. Bye-bye. See you soon. All right. Paige, I just wish I knew where Lurleen disappeared to. Well, did anything happen, huh? Well, she asked me to get her a glass of water, and I don't know, I guess she wasn't feeling well.
Well, I don't think there's anything to worry about, sweetie. I'm sure she'll call or come back or something.
Oh, she's such a sweet little thing, isn't she?
Yeah.
I can't help being concerned about her.
Well, you're probably right. She probably just didn't feel very good. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Nina, I think you can go home. There's no more reason to stay. We've done all of our appointments.
Oh, that would be terrific. I can go pick up the baby and maybe fix Billy Joe dinner before he comes home.
Sounds nice. I'd go to it. Hi, Ashley. Hi, what are you doing here?
Well, I just wanted to come see you. Check on you. I missed you.
I'm glad you did.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, honey.
See ya.
Give my love to Billy Joe.
Okay, well,
See you tomorrow.
Bye. See ya.
Well, don't you look so
Well, thank you.
Can I get you some coffee?
No, thank you. How'd your weekend go?
Oh, Ashley. It was wonderful. Well, actually, we had a few minor catastrophes.
Catastrophes?
Yeah, but I don't think I've had a better time in my entire life.
Well, I just can't wait to hear all about it.
I'm going to get some coffee.
Okay.
Ruby? Oh, hi, Lurleen. Listen, I've been looking through the paper. I haven't found one word about them finding Bo. You better hope they never find him, Ruby. What do you mean? Honey, have you gone crazy? What are you doing running out dressed like this? She saw you. Who? Who saw who? What are you talking about? Paige Marshall saw you. Lurleen, just calm down. Come on. Sit down. All right. Tell me the whole thing from the beginning. I went over to Paige page one like you told me, and they picked up this real nice dress, and they were hemming it, and we started talking, and somehow my truck came up, and Paige said she saw it, and that she saw you in the back of it trying to lift something out.
Where?
She and somebody were driving on that road where we dumped Bo.
What was she doing out there?
I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't matter. She saw us.
Oh. All right, we gotta just start thinking this out, Lily. We gotta keep calm with this. Nothing in the paper about Bo. That means they haven't found him yet. That means he's still out there.
Yeah, there's only one thing we can do.
Go to the police.
No. Lurleen, we gotta move Bo.
Put her keys. Oh, here they are. Oh, here we are. Okay, this is it. Oh, home sweet home. No, Bo. It's the only answer, Lurleen. No. We can't do that. Maybe Paige will forget about seeing you.
You said Nita was there, didn't she?
Yeah?
Well, Nita is not going to forget Lurleen, especially if it involves me.
If it ever comes out that they find Bo's body, they find out we were married, Nita's going to come forward. And so's Paige. And you're an accessory, Lurleen, because Paige saw your truck. No!
So the only thing we can do is just move that body from as far away from where Paige saw it as we can.
But where?
I don't know yet. We got to think about it when we're on the road.
I don't think I can go through this again, Ruby. Lurleen, you got to do it. Do you want to go to prison for the next 20 years? Is that what you want? We didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, well, you just try telling that to the authorities and see who's going to believe you.
All right, we better go.
You gonna go like this?
Oh, my goodness. I wore this dress on. I didn't even pay for it.
It's all right now. You don't have to think about it now.
Just go in the back. There's some old jeans and a sweatshirt back there. You can put those on. We got work to do. Hurry up, honey.
Why did you have to die? What's this thing got to do with it?